Way too early.
A little early, John.
This nigga said welcome back. He said welcome back after that.
Yeah, I'm a little off. My bad.
Yeah, you're good. That's what happens when you miss podcasts due to tardiness or whatever the case is.
I was ready too for that podcast, man. I had some exciting news for that podcast.
Oh, the news
not for this one. Not for this one.
It was for that. It was just so fresh, you know.
Oh, okay.
I was just so let down because I'm just driving on the highway, right? I get a text from my fellow affiliate, brother Waleed. I just see him here. I'm just like, oh, they must be doing a skit or something for your second channel. Must be for playback or something.
Must have been doing a skit.
Must have been something. It can't be live. It could be a real one. He was like, yeah.
Oh shit, nigga said it must be a little skit. Yo, we back. Playback. I said playback.
Yo, what water is that?
This?
Is that Poland Springs or Evian?
No, brother, it's not.
Is that Boss water?
It's tap.
Wanakiki.
Well, I gotta try Wanakiki water.
This
man.
is Hawaiian volcanic water.
Volcanic?
He meant to say volcanic.
Oh, volcanic.
Our producer hasn't graduated. Let him live.
No, it's
volcanic.
Hey, welcome to the Peer-to-Peer Podcast, man. I am your main host, the primary main character, Agent Zero. Today I'm joined with my sidekick, Legend of Winning.
You can't be the primary if you're 2 days late. So no, it can't be that.
What does that mean? I'm on time right now.
No, you're not.
I was 8 minutes late.
So you're late.
I've been here since 6:45.
And you still wasn't up here.
I was here. I was here at 9.
Marcel.
Was that not outside at 9?
Yeah, because I call him
You
trolling.
wasn't here at 9, man. You was 8 minutes late here.
Oh,
Here. That's
that's
how we shoot. We don't shoot outside.
Oh, okay, that's how we doing
We don't
it.
shoot on the main floor.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Okay.
Be on time, man.
Oh, okay.
Why you cutting it close? Why did you even need to cut
Don't
it
be
close?
late again. We're gonna start without you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no cap.
And we're gonna put Peter in that seat right there.
No,
man.
you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, views will go down.
Dramatically.
Yo, it's the one only Legend of Winning, aka Low. Thank y'all for coming back with us on another episode of Peer to Peer Podcast.
Hey man, we got producer John in the back.
You know what I'm saying?
Interesting intro. Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, thanks for showing love. Apple Podcasts, people drop a 5-star. The video is available. If y'all want to watch the video version of the podcast on YouTube, at Peer to Peer on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, put on noties, man. Make sure to head over there.
No, the gang. Go and join that.
Can y'all throw that back to me? That felt a little sweet. My bad. It felt a little sweet.
I swear, John messes
He's trying
up.
you right now.
John messes up an intro. Oh, he talking about throw it back to him.
Yeah.
His intro. His
little 2 hand wave thing.
your
I don't know.
intro.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Okay. All right, let's try it again. Yeah. And then we got John, producer John in the back.
Hey, what's going on? Real gang.
Bro, his face said, John.
You know what I'm talking about? Appreciate you, my boy.
Yeah.
Yo, real gang.
Gang. What
Wish
gang?
somebody would try me back here behind this desk.
I hate when niggas do that. They act all hard for the camera. Niggas do something sweet. He's like, nah, let me do that again. That was too sweet of me. Let me act
I'll
hard.
smack the glasses off you.
That type of energy. That way.
I like that.
That way. That way.
That toxic masculinity.
Subscribe right now, too.
Or else what?
Huh?
What are you going to do?
Don't subscribe and find out. It's going to be too late then.
John,
though.
they're going to get curious. Come on, man.
What?
They're going to get curious, man. So,
Is toxic masculinity like necessary in the world?
What you mean?
is it necessary?
Yeah, is it necessary?
Oh, what I'm doing
I
right
mean, if you think about it,
I guess if that's what you want to label that, it's toxic masculinity.
it depends. It depends. There's some women that like that.
I'm not talking about for women, I'm just talking about like just in general.
Yeah. It's more of like it's posturing. Like it happens diplomatically between countries. Like, you know what I'm saying? When Trump is like, my dick is better than your dick to other countries just to get what he wants out of trade negotiations.
Yeah.
It's really just a show of leverage. You know what I'm saying? More than anything else. And life is really just leverage. You're in many different situations throughout the day where you just either have more or less leverage than other people.
So it's necessary.
I wouldn't argue it's necessary. It's just how it naturally unfolds.
I guess.
Like if I beat you in a game of basketball, 11-1, for example, like I just feel.
For example.
That
never happened, or it did happen. Like example, like
I mean, it's just a hypothetical in the air.
But examples can and cannot happen.
Yes, even though this one probably most likely would be likely to happen if it did happen,
high
which it
probability
did.
of this one. So you said 11-1.
11-1.
Speaking.
So let's say I won a game 11-1.
Awful.
That means that my opponent would be atrocious.
Bare cheeks.
Yes, just horrible at the game of
Bare
basketball.
ass.
Now,
Yep.
the testosterone in me would lead me to clown the man. Because why would you not clown a man after you beat him 11-1? And you might be able to argue that's a little toxic. So I think naturally it just really just unfolds.
But I would then argue the only way that the quote unquote trash player would get better is if he experienced that toxic masculinity.
Not the only way.
Not the only way. I mean,
it's just some people might be able to process that in a productive way.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me, like, oh, agent, you fell off.
No. If I say agent, you completely lost the rap challenge where you didn't know how to rap at all. You just sound horrible.
I guess.
And then people like if I said that,
that's
like,
a bad hypothetical.
That's a bad hypothetical.
Mainly due to the fact that I don't care about. I wouldn't care about getting good at that.
Okay.
But if it was something that I care being good about, I'll be able to process like, agent, your videos are garbage now. And I'll be like, all right, well, it's not.
Let me address that.
Not necessarily, because I don't give a what they had to really. If that's how you're going to come at me, like it's one way where it's constructive and it's the other way where you're just trying to be a dickhead. Bro, I said happy birthday to Jesser and somebody replied to that saying, what do you mean? He doesn't deserve any happiness. I was like, what the hell's going on?
I ain't gonna lie. Twitter I'll be on Twitter a lot of times, but Twitter over the past couple of days have been like just a little excessive.
Yeah,
y'all gotta tone that shit down.
Birthday. What are we talking about? But it's like that's we could argue that's not constructive in no way. That's just really toxic for no reason.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, like the Kobe's of the world, they take that shit and they use it. And then there's other people where like they take shit and it breaks them. So yeah, it builds you or it breaks you.
But I would argue those people.
Who are those people of the world?
Those are Big Baby Davises. And I would argue those people. I mean, so serious.
You talking about the NBA player or the guy we know, bro?
Oh, you're ridiculous. yo, I'm clearly talking about the NBA player.
Okay,
if you brought up Kobe, I'm just bringing another NBA.
Bro.
I was bringing a different NBA example. I've never in my life called
Glenn Davis and been clear.
I know, but Big Baby, there's a reason why.
I know.
Because he cries when Kevin Garnett, probably peak level toxic masculinity. when that nigga got in his head, he started crying. He started crying.
Hitting his head on random objects.
Wait, has he? Because that'd be wild if he was already in the league and they gave him that nickname just because he started crying at KG. Yeah. Oh, let me see. Yeah. But also, I would argue people like. Also, I've never called Davis Big Baby Davis.
I know, that's why I was like, that's such a.
Calling Davis Big Baby Davis is wild. But I would argue people like Big Baby Davis, they can't reach that level. That's the reason why he exited the NBA. No, that's not the reason, but that's part of the reason why he never probably reached his true potential.
Was he like 10 years pro? What are we talking about? 10 years pro was not just exiting the NBA. That's a good career.
No, but he reached his true potential because he didn't allow that toxic masculinity to just take over his whole game.
It really depends. I think everyone's different. Sometimes people can have experiences like that, and it really just like is trauma to them. Like they can't process. Then next time they see somebody with those traits, like they don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, he came in the league that year.
So yeah, I have a question.
So they just ripped that nigga from day one.
Wait, so how long is he in the league for?
He's about 18 years.
Oh, 18?
8 to 10.
Oh, 8 to 10.
Years.
Okay, that's what I thought.
8 years.
So that's fascinating to me. Like, for example, I don't know. So like nowadays, I talk to a lot of people that tell me things like they have anxiety, et cetera, because of things that have happened to them. And then I'm like, all right, that's like completely understandable. And that sucks that you have to go through something like that. But I wonder if it was that bad in years past. Is it the way that we process things now? I guarantee genetics has to play some kind of role, but like I always thought to myself, like any bullshit I go through is just gonna help me tolerate more later. In positive ways, like if I had a very long day, it's gonna make my next very long day easier. Or if I just experience some bullshit in family life or personal life or whatever life, then that'll make you better for the next. That's how I always seen it. Maybe I just haven't experienced nothing crazy enough to break me, but I think if it's so crazy that it breaks you, that can't possibly be productive because you have to heal from that and then you learn the lessons, et cetera, but that takes time and a lot of growth. And a lot of people don't bother taking the time to do neither of those things.
That's fair. I agree that only for some people it probably doesn't exist. But another reason why I say it is because, and maybe it's not toxic, but I think there's value in just being direct with people.
I agree. I lost that value a little bit though, because I used to be really direct like 2 years ago to the point where like it was actually relevant to me how you processed it. It was just important that you got the information.
So is that considered toxic?
Yeah, I mean, Davis keeps calling me a bad friend over and over again. The amount of times Davis tries to convince me I'm a bad friend.
Is that really being a bad friend?
But I'm.
And this is of the overall.
For example, Davis just asked me to help him with a video a moment ago, like today.
Yeah.
When we were at the B&B. And I just told him, like, straightforward, like, I really don't want to, but I will if you really need me to. And he's like, yeah, I need you to. So I helped him with the video. But I didn't, like, pretend like I wanted to or, like, ignore it. I just told him I don't want to do this. I'd rather not right now. But he's like, it'll take 3 minutes, whatever. So I did it. But that's just how I do everything. But I've toned back on that a little bit. Because people keep calling me, like, niggas, like, y'all do it. Y'all call me, like, a sociopath. Just because I say
but I wouldn't. I don't consider that's the reason why you're a sociopath.
No, but I think it's a combination of. I think it's a combination of that, but I think that's the primary reason why people say like that. But then it's like, all right, I don't really need to be direct with people. I honestly would prefer if people were direct with me, so I'm that way with other people. But sometimes people don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? After like the 15th time of me telling Davis to clean his car because this shit is a disaster, like he probably doesn't want to hear it a 16th time, and that applies to like really everybody.
Well, in no situation, I would argue that it doesn't really matter because with his car, it's not that much of a issue because it may not concern you. But like him asking you, can you help me with this video? I think it should be. It's valuable to just be direct with him. Yeah. And I don't consider that being that's the overwhelming thing because going back to the whole Derek Jackson thing, people are claiming that Kevin Samuels is like toxic masculinity, right? Because the way he's direct with women. But then I would argue what Derek Jackson just did, him pandering to women and stuff like that, is actually way more detrimental, way more dangerous and detrimental.
More socially acceptable for some reason.
Exactly. So that's the point I'm making. Is it not necessary to not only have someone like Kevin Samuels because it actually gets the point across and you actually have a much more higher probability of growth from that type of treatment, and also necessary to counterbalance niggas like Derek Jackson?
Yeah, it is. It's good to have both because people respond to shit differently. Like, I like when people talk shit because I know I can prove them wrong and I'm capable, so it gets me motivated to work. And even if for whatever reason they're right and I'm wrong and I can't do the thing they said I couldn't do, then I would just have to take that on the chin and like, all right, let's readjust. Let's change something up. I think it's just, you need to have both. Like, you need to have the people that'll say it really nicely to you. Like, that's Dr. Phil's whole appeal. And you could argue like how useful or valuable his shows or whatever. But his original blow up was one because he was on the Oprah show a bunch of times, and that kind of gave him the injection. But the reason people stuck around and it's a massive show right now and it gained popularity is because of how direct he was with people. Yeah. But he was direct in a way that was almost like graceful on television. Yeah. Kevin Samuels, there's nothing graceful about the way he tells women that they're overweight, but they are overweight. And so it's like, but that's something, if someone called me fat, I don't know a single person I'd be like, whoa, why would you say that about me? Oh, I'm fat. What are you talking about? All right, is there any other way to say it? Like, you could make other words for it if it makes you more comfortable. But then isn't that also a problem if you have to dance around issues?
Exactly.
But it's like, I get some people prefer receiving information that way. There's some family members that I talk to sometimes where like they're so direct and straightforward that it's almost like annoying to be in their presence, because it's like, if he has a problem with something, he doesn't know how to just be like, all right, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to let it go, because he'll just address it all the time. So I understand how like, I don't really want to be addressing issues 24/7. Sometimes like, you don't have to bring that up, but I think I see both sides to it, but I'm more on the straightforward side. I wish people would prefer it, because I just come with it 100% straightforward all the time. But one, it hurts people's feelings a lot of the time. And when people's feelings are hurt, I think they're less receptive to just receiving the info.
Because even if it for sure is probably going to be more hurtful to someone's feelings, but if it's more productive, then
it might not be if they can't receive it.
Yeah, and that's where you get Big Baby Davises. What a shame, bro.
That's how you knew you were soft, when you went on Kobe's team and you left the next year. Kobe packed you up because you had to be tough to put up with. But the
problem is, again, I have isn't that the end result? It's the problem I have with like niggas are now saying like, oh, Kobe was a horrible leader because he just yelled at his teammates, and it's like, but if the results were championships, what are we talking about right now?
It makes him a horrible leader. Well, you had to feel good. How many coaches have you had in your life where like
none actually? Bro, actually none.
Bro, I've had soccer coaches that would be like, you are fat. You can't play midfield effectively, fat. And I'd be like, I am fat. That's tough. And I went to basketball tryout, bro. I remember in the in the 7th grade, I went to a basketball tryout. Now, for us, they split it up. Elementary school is 1 to 8. So the 4 and 5 have their junior team.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 have their senior team. Mm-hmm. So I was in 7th grade, and I knew I was good enough to be on the team. But literally in front of everybody in the tryout, coach was like, yeah, one person, there was a few people that's like, I mean, they had the skill, but they don't have the conditioning. And I'm like, I'm the only fat guy in this last tryout. So I know he's talking about me. But it's like, that was as obvious as they can make it without it almost being rude.
Yeah.
Why is it not okay to just be like, you just need to work on your conditioning? That the way he needs to work on his shot, or she needs to work on her dribbles, like this. Because wouldn't that be, to me, I receive that stuff better now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it really just depends on the person.
But again, I would argue even further that it's when you're pandering or you're beating around the bush, it's actually detrimental to the other niggas who are actually working hard.
You gotta think about it like that. If a coach says what he really feels, he probably said it before and got in trouble because a parent or a kid can't take it somewhere.
I agree. Yeah.
If coach said, "Damn, you're a fat fuck. You're too slow to play for me. Try for another school. Just transfer districts. You fat fuck." You can kick the ball, but you can't keep up with it. I can't
kick the ball, but you can't keep up with it. That's wild.
But then that wouldn't make you want to train harder unless you're in a moody.
But I'm gonna keep it a bean with you though. Every sport I've played where a coach, maybe to not that extent, because that nigga's just bugging right now.
Some coaches be like that.
Oh yeah, some coach, but I'm just saying every coach that was like that towards me. And by the end of the season, I was just a better person because I took that.
But even if
I get what you're saying, but even if I didn't make the team, I came back the next year with the motive of trying to make the team and proving you wrong, or just trying to improve to make the team. Because if the end result is me trying to make the team, and then once I achieve it, the goalposts just move and I just make another goal for myself. But I can't achieve those goals unless I understand why I'm not achieving them.
Yeah. So I mean, I remember I was reading I was watching a video that read some studies, but they were describing how people, generally speaking, respond better to, for example, let's say you're playing soccer and like you did a through pass, but it was inaccurate and it got intercepted, right?
Yeah.
Instead of me as a coach saying like, yo, that's a bad pass. It registers in your mind that is a bad pass, trying to avoid making that pass in the future. But they said a more productive way to inspire positive change is to, instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the positive and say something to the nature of like, hey, that was a good look. Next time, just drill it in this location and you would have got it. So you're saying the same thing. You're giving the same feedback. What's that?
It wasn't a good look.
No, but sometimes it's just a matter of like the intention was there, and it's like you could find positive things to say. Like even if the shot was contested, you could say something to the nature of like, I know you're hot right now, but you know what I'm saying, you might have been better off just find another teammate. So, but they said people respond better to that.
Like a coach, like say you do that route, you go, oh, that was a good look. Just focus, you know what I'm saying? Kick it that way. But then the game losing move was the thing you told him he did good at, but did it again. But that cost y'all a game. So if you would have told him that was a terrible look, don't do that, that might have saved the game.
I understand what both of y'all are saying. And this is like the duality of what Kobe was talking about when it comes to leadership. He was saying there's so many different ways of leading that it's really hard to determine.
There's no right or wrong way.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong, but it is the thing about being a leader is always understanding and recognizing the personnel's who they are as individuals, like how they interpret certain things. Like that's probably the greatest thing of trying to communicate to different people is understanding who they are and how they interpret certain actions or verbiage and et cetera, et cetera. So Kobe could get away with talking to Derek Fisher a certain way that he couldn't get away with talking to like Andrew Bynum or Kwame Brown a certain way, right? But it took him a while to recognize he can't just be hard on everybody all the time. So in many cases, though, but the biggest thing that I'm trying to get to the point is, I don't think nobody should be punished for that, though.
I wonder what he did say.
Huh?
I wonder what Kobe did say.
Kobe used to say wild shit.
Crazy
nigga,
shit.
you're off. Stop fucking shooting.
You know what's so crazy? They said that Kobe was worse. Like Ron Harper would say Kobe was worse than Jordan. Like the way he talked to people and the way he treated teammates is actually worse than Jordan. I was like, nigga, not Jordan, the nigga that we just saw make fun of a nigga for an entire season because he was a risk. It's like, there's no way Kobe's worse than that.
Hey, come here, let me talk to you right quick. Hey, good shot. Don't take it again. Don't shoot no coach. Tell him he's done.
That's wild to me.
I think my Kobe got more pull than the coach.
Yeah.
Coach told me that's my
Kobe.
No, it's
but
not
a lot of
a lot of stars. I don't think Kobe had more pull than Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's not no regular coach.
Maybe not Phil, but most stars have more pull than coaches though. No cap.
Yeah. It really depends. I personally don't like, even now, like I've like people on the team, when I talk to them, I'm not like coddling them. Like because sometimes you'll miss the objective trying to be nice about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not ruthless, but I'll at least say what the fuck I mean. So if a designer gives me a design that I don't like, or there's an improvement I can make, for example, I just got a design for a documentary video I'm dropping. I was supposed to be today, but tomorrow. And I was like, I kind of like the premise, but there's something missing about it. So then I just said, like, can you find a way to relate this more to the title? I gave a suggestion about like something that might change. And so it's like, he knows now. But if I was afraid that he might think that, oh, what if he doesn't like my design? So I think the conversation you'd have up front, what I do now is I just tell people like, yo, I'm very straightforward. I need you to be also straightforward with me. There's no situation where you need to be you need to feel like you need to hide some shit from me. And then that way everything is always talked about, because they know the environment is like, okay, we're not afraid to be rude to people or disrespect people. So designers know they do a great fucking job. And when they body, I'm like, yo, that's a fucking killer thumbnail. I think it's going to work with the video. And if they don't, then I'm not saying that's a shit thumbnail, because that's a bad way to fucking go about it. Nor do they really ever give me shit thumbnails. But I'll say like, yo, maybe try changing this and this. It might relate to this more. And then, so that's.
But Kobe would say this is a shit thumbnail.
He might, but it's
nah,
like.
He would.
Kobe, how long you took to make that? 2 hours? You wasted your damn time.
But there's different ways of going about it. The reality is like, I think people are getting a little bit softer with shit. Like, you can't get away with doing stuff like that in most realms. Not business no more, not sports no more. You could, but like after a while, I guess like people are just gonna look back on it like you were ruthless. People say the same thing about Steve Jobs. Like he didn't care. Like he was almost sociopathic in his pursuit of productivity, to the point where like he didn't care about. There's no such thing as work-life balance around Steve Jobs.
But the problem, again, all that stuff is true. But the problem I have is like what you just said, where people go back and then they like
change their
change the like nigga like. How was anybody, and I'm just like, punching Steve Kerr is definitely ridiculous, but just how niggas
Kobe punched Steve Kerr?
No, Michael. I'm about to go pivot on Michael. He punched Steve Kerr, yeah.
Michael Jackson? I mean,
Michael
Jordan? My bad.
Michael Jackson punches Steve Kerr is a wild Dave Chappelle skit. That's what that is. No, nigga, Michael Jackson did not punch Steve Kerr. Michael Jordan did punch Steve Kerr.
Dang, in his mouth.
And it was crazy. They said, you know what's great? They still said Kobe's worse, which is wild to me. But the point I'm making is, outside of that right there, I don't understand how niggas can win 6 championships and then double back years later and be like, yeah, nigga, Mike was an ass, so wasn't he right? I'm like, nigga, like if the end result was that, I'm kind of confused of how you get to that point of like calling the nigga an asshole. I'm so confused. And what's even worse is that I feel like a lot of those people, if you coddle them, I don't think you get the best out of them, because, well, some people, like, because again, what's his name? Like Powell, he's well documented. A huge reason why Powell turned into the player he turned into in 2009 and 2010 was because the way that Kobe treated him throughout their first year together.
There needs to be like a mental toughness test. Maybe that's not the right word for it, but just like can you tolerate blunt behavior? Because if you can't, then it's like there's certain environments you should try and avoid, and people should kind of deal with you a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like that, especially nowadays. But it's like, that's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm giving you a disclaimer up front that I'm very straightforward and you agree to it, then you're now playing in the world of me, like where Michael Jordan is punching teammates, but you know, Steve Kerr probably missed 16 threes in a row to get punched. So like,
I don't think that's the story.
Punch didn't come out of nowhere. Like,
just think about getting bullied and don't win. You got bullied 6 seasons and didn't win no championship.
That's
like,
wild.
Just getting abused.
That'd be wild.
Get close. You get
but that's the difference. But when people do that, like for example, like Jimmy Butler is that situation.
They get mad.
Where people will like just sit there and say like, nigga, how are you bullying your teammates and then y'all are not winning? That was like.
It only makes sense if you win.
Exactly.
You can only smack your coach if you're winning. Yeah. If you're not winning, you can't smack your coach.
But they did get to the finals last year and people, that's all of a sudden people just praising him because of his mentality. But before he got to the finals last year, for years, niggas just slandering Jimmy Butler. And I'm like, why?
Win. Yeah, like, but that's the interesting thing.
Win though.
That blunt behavior is only
they still
it's
praise
only
him,
tolerated when it's accompanied by winning.
Yes,
by winning.
The second you stop winning, Kyrie cannot take birthdays off if he becomes a bad point guard.
Yeah,
like it's not possible. So he has to keep winning. And the same applies to think about like the very angry coaches of the world, like the Stan Van Gundy's, loud, angry, just yelling at the players. Like when the shit was kind of working in Orlando, like everyone was like, oh, all right, okay, cool. Then he had a couple other stints and it wasn't working so much and people are like, start questioning his methods.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't question the person coddling for some reason, or maybe you do, but you wait a little longer before.
You never hear, I very rarely hear people getting coddled and then people question like, why are you coddling them?
They would have to have a very bad stretch.
Yeah.
Like it takes longer for, that's like being like fluffy,
pacifying, like passive, very passive. That's the best way to put it.
And it's like, why are we so quick to judge blunt coaches, but we allow the coaches that coddle players to, do their thing for longer. Yeah. It's like, it's interesting. I guess it really depends on the team. Honestly, if I was a coach, I wouldn't really want to be with a team that needs to be coddled because I feel like in the playoffs, if you're in the finals.
But if that's who you are, though.
Bro, you think a person that needs to be coddled to hear information is taking the fucking final shot in game 6 to win a championship? They're not. And if they are, they're the wrong person for it.
Hoodie is that? What type of hoodie is that?
Hoodie?
Like, when they good in the they get in the hoodie?
Oh, huddle.
Yeah, same thing. Hoodie.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be a wild huddle. You get a huddle like, all right, guys, y'all doing a great job right here.
We're losing by 3. Yeah. 6 seconds left.
Like, look.
When who wants to take it?
Yeah. Wait.
They're like, do you want to take it, Marcel? No. You took it last game and missed. It's your turn, agent. It's your turn to take. You got it? Now look at me.
I got it.
I believe in you.
Group hug.
You haven't made none of. You haven't made it. This is all what you do. I want you to take a mid range, go behind Marcel, real soft. You don't hit him too hard. You know his shoulder's bad. Go off the screen softly now. Try to get open and hit the midi. You ain't hit it all day, but I believe in you. It's all about heart, y'all. It's all about heart. We got this.
I remember in 7th grade we went
2-27.
No, in 8th grade we went to a basketball tournament that made it a rule in that specific tournament where everyone had to play the same playing time. And I thought it was so fascinating because it just built up a lot of resentment in the air because the starters were like, bro, they're fucking this up for us.
Yeah.
And even the bench players were like, should I be playing for 13 minutes this game?
Wasn't that crazy that even bench players understand their role on the team and they understand the premise of trying to win is maybe not giving them the same minutes as a starter player?
Bad part about that, though? Like those upward church leagues, the star players are really the awful players on the regular league. So they're stars in the worst league possible and mad that they got to share minutes because they can't play regular minutes on the regular spot.
And what's
the little sign leagues you see at the gas station where it say, call this number for AAU tryouts?
Yeah.
Them leagues.
Yeah, I know, but I know what you're talking about. But even worse in like the upward church leagues like that. What's even worse though was that
winning or losing. You know that? Everybody gets
you get a trophy or you get stars.
I don't know, but I remember someone lost, they still had a trophy.
Like a participation trophy.
What is participation?
Damn, what was I about to do?
They started giving participation ribbons out in a track and field when I was like in 6th grade.
Oh, 6th grade is too. That's too.
And all the kids were confused. They're like, I lost. Why are you?
I lost.
I got so many participation. I was like, what are we doing right now? I'm not gonna bring 7 ribbons back to my mom to show her.
You showed up. That's all that matters.
Isn't that crazy that again?
You showed up.
We like as like even as a 6th grader, you understand like this is weird. Like I shouldn't be doing this, but society keeps like trying to push this thing to you. And it's like, no, nigga, I understand the purpose of competing. I'm trying to win. Like I'm not trying to just be here to be here. Exactly. I understand that.
And it's like there's no need to put people through like unnecessary conflict or trauma or nothing like that. But is it good for kids growing up if all they know is just being coddled?
Exactly.
When they get out into the world and it's like they can't get a job, they're not going to think like, oh, I gotta figure out a way. They're not gonna think that because they're gonna think, oh,
I'm supposed to get it.
Yeah, I thought I was supposed to get this job, and they're gonna. It gives them almost like this feeling of entitlement because they kind of grew up in this bubble where even if things went wrong, like it wasn't your fault. But it's like, it don't matter whose fucking fault it is in life. It's like, the reality is like, it doesn't matter if Danny Green missed a 6 3-pointer in a row. If LeBron fucking loses the game, it's LeBron's fault. Stop passing to Danny Green. Get him off the court.
Yeah. But also the talk, apparently Bill Russell was that type of a leader where he didn't not necessarily coddle, but he wasn't like a yelling type. Tim Duncan was like that too. Tim Duncan wasn't like a yelling type.
Yeah. I mean,
he don't lucky get mad a lot.
No.
Like the Raptors, when they won their championship, I bet it was a lot of coddling going on. I mean, it was Nick Nurse's first year as head coach.
I don't know.
And Kawhi Leonard is not a real particularly vocal guy.
I don't think Kawhi was a leader. I think Kyle Lowry was.
I agree, but Kyle Lowry I don't think is yelling at teammates though. I think he's more of Kyle Lowry's the type of person when you miss a 3-pointer in the fourth, he'll give you a high five. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
so he can get done though.
Yeah, so I think either way works. It really just depends on how people receive.
He don't yell, he just do squats.
Okay, I just stopped what this nigga just said. But the thing is, I can understand the value of both.
Can you imagine Kyle Lowry doing squats to motivate his team to
stop? Stop. The thing is, I can understand how both.
I'm tired of losing, y'all. I'm going to the weight room. Put 645s on there,
bro. I saw a photo of him hopping out the jet where he looked so ripped, like 2% body fat ripped. It was scary.
2%.
Yeah.
Know the rest of that.
You know that 1.5 is me, honey.
You know where it's sitting.
All right, guys.
The thing is, all I'm saying is like, I understand both can work. I'm not denying that, but the thing is, I just don't understand why is it viewed as toxic, or why are people so quick to like patronize or like critique or criticize the straightforward people. I don't understand that. And why it's even viewed as quote unquote toxic masculinity if it's way more clear and coherent of what the end goals are.
Yeah, there's certain situations where it's like, there's been a lot more coaches, especially in the NBA, where like they're trying to be friends with the players.
Yeah.
Like we trying to get along with the players.
Yeah.
And it's like that. I don't know. I have some theories on whether or not that works or not. I don't know what the science has to support or denounce.
They say that about Brad Stevens right now.
He's a friend with the players.
He's a coddling type of a coach.
And it's like that could. I mean, it's working for the development of a lot of the players.
Yeah.
Not that coddling this was getting them better. I'm sure there's shooting coaches and all type of different coaches.
But Jason Tatum didn't take that next step till he worked out with Kobe.
Which is true. I mean, I feel like a balance does
Kobe
good.
got in his ass.
Like sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
For real.
You need people to be straight with you. Huh? You need people to be straight with you, but I think it's also nice to kind of just hear some shit to gas you up every once in a while.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the thing is, I don't think I would view Kobe as that type of player.
Oh no, not from Kobe though. No. Probably Kobe would definitely say some shit.
At the end of yelling, like at the end, like your life is not going to be nothing if you don't work. You got to have the mentality.
What is the difference between Kobe training people and Kobe as a teammate? Kobe as a teammate has no like responsibility to say anything positive, but as a trainer who's training people, he can't just be shitting on people.
Oh
the
yeah,
whole time.
as a trainer, sure.
That post fadeaway's dog.
But yeah, let me be clear. I don't think he probably would say that.
No, not as a trainer.
In French, yeah.
No, not after like the first post fade. He's like, that shit, dog. Like not that. But I'm talking about like if we done did it for like 10 minutes straight, and he's like, you still missing. It's like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like that type shit.
But the reason that doesn't work sometimes is because some people just can't play up to pressure, and there's a lot of pressure when expectations are like that. If Kobe Bryant is telling me my post fadeaway is garbage,
but in Kobe's mind,
they can't handle.
I get that. But in Kobe's mind, it's like, nigga, the whole reason why we're doing this is so you can handle the pressure when it happens.
So all the people screaming on the sideline.
Exactly. That's Kobe's mentality.
AJ, you're trash.
So he might actually start shitting niggas.
Put some socks on. You ain't gonna make it. It's 3 seconds left. You've been coddled. You hitting the front of the rim.
Yeah, like I almost feel weird now. Like you ever like you're in the middle of a run and like you're the worst person there and everybody knows it. Yeah. So then like when you do something that like other people do regularly, like hit a 3-point. I don't know. That's just the widest I've ever seen a mouth open in my life.
Pause.
Like you could eat the world's largest hamburger. I swear to God, I was just like, I had to stop. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about, bro. But your mouth open wide, dog.
You talking about a player doing something that everybody does?
That's crazy.
He shot a 3-point shot.
That's crazy. Your jaw is flexible, man.
Wow. Pause.
He has a flexible jaw.
Pause.
What do we do with that mouth?
Your girl is lucky, man. Your girl is lucky.
Let me be clear. So I'm pretty sure Kobe at some point was like, "Yo, good job," but I still, because I'm pretty sure that happened. But I think overwhelmingly the way that Kobe felt, and a lot of people feel, the best way to motivate or to get the job done is just being direct. And the premise of the original question was, I don't understand why that is viewed as quote unquote toxic or toxic masculinity.
Bro, it's soft people saying that shit. It's not nobody that's ever played sports.
It was crazy, like especially on NBA 20. I'm like, I can tell like y'all niggas must have never played sports before, because there's no way that you played sports and every team you've been on, it was just a bunch of niggas coddling niggas. It's like there's no y'all was trashing it, because there's no way that y'all got anything done if the coach kept saying, "Good job, Jimmy, on the air ball. Get it next time." Like, there's no way.
Let's get the ball inbounds. Let's try it again. Inbounds.
There's no
the
way.
Square. Hit the square. That's all. It's love. All love. Hit the square.
Yo, look, I've been meaning to ask you, what did the game mean when he said, "I got a Chris Paul mind state. I'm never out of bounds"? Was there something that happened like in the early 2010s where Chris Paul was out of bounds in popular clip? I've been trying to figure out what the fuck he meant by that shit. I don't know. I don't remember.
I think he just said an NBA player and out of bounds.
Damn, tough. I thought he had like a deeper meaning there.
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember that play where Chris Paul fucked up on the Thunder, but that's it.
No, that's too recent. That song was from like 2015. So
that was around 2015 when he fucked up on the Thunders. Yeah. No. Excuse me, not on the Thunder, when he fucked up against the Thunder.
Oh, okay.
What did he do?
Yeah. They were up. I think they were up 3-2 when they were trying to close out the series, or maybe up 2-1. They're trying to close out the series in that game, and they had like 30 seconds left, and somebody was trying to come up and foul Chris Paul, and he figured like he was going to take a shot at the half court line and turn the ball over, and they stole the ball, came down, and scored on him.
Yeah, I don't think that's the type of mindset he was talking about in his rap song.
Yeah, no.
Like the state of mind I want to be in. Pump fake at half court, lose the ball, lose the game.
That's wild.
But I left the gym and caught me $100K chain.
I do, and this is like a dickheaded thing to ask, but like I do want to know, like all the players who lost, like who've never won a championship. I always like wonder, like, when was that moment? Like, what was the moment where you
I know they necked him right on the back of that bald head of his. I know he got necked a lot of times. I would have necked him.
Oh yeah, no, but I think at that point in his career, I don't think niggas were trying to like that.
Hey, what does that mean? Because that means something different in Toronto.
Neck?
Yeah.
Like when you don't look in and somebody like hit you in the back.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like this, look at this.
But it could also mean getting necked though.
Oh, thank you, sir.
All right, just make.
But when you talking about grown men necking each other, we're not thinking that.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Neck? You talking about
like getting necked?
Oh, that means the same thing here. It's just how you say it.
Yeah, it depends on this. There's a context.
Right.
There's a context. Because he was like, I bet a whole bunch of niggas necking him. Angel was like, oh,
way to lose a game, Chris. See you in the locker room. You deserve it.
This nigga DJ sitting there waiting to neck him. That's wild as shit.
DJ Aldous thing?
Huh?
DJ Aldous thing?
No, DJ.
Bro, say a name correctly for once.
DeAndre Jordan, nigga.
Oh, DeAndre Jordan.
You know what's so funny though? I do want to know, because they ask like they've asked Barkley this before, like, what was that moment that you like you always replay in your mind when it comes to like you losing all the time? Like, damn, nigga.
I don't know what the answer is, but I think Aldridge has the answer in the tuck rub, because I know he felt it when he decided, what is this trend with NBA official superstar athletes playing like shit so they can get bought out? So that they can go on.
I said on Twitter, I was like, Blake Griffin is not that bad. I failed to refuse Blake Griffin was as bad as he was in fucking Detroit.
Yeah, I'm not dunking, so y'all can get rid of me because I refuse to dunk the basketball.
And the niggas like, nah, bro, he's really washed.
You wasn't that hard though.
You want me to believe
it wasn't, but the nigga's 6'9". You telling me he can't dunk no more?
Blake, it's not like Allen Iverson refused to dunk.
Yeah,
Blake Griffin was the dunker. He can't.
He's
dunk
dunking
no more?
over the hood of Kias.
But I get people
not the car, the hood. Like, come on now.
I know people are saying right now that he's still not dunking the same way he used to. Granted, I'm not saying he's supposed to dunk the same way he was dunking in his prime. But the nigga is 6'9". He's like 30 maybe.
Something? Yeah.
Bro, he's still supposed to be able to dunk.
I'm saying he's 6'9". That's the reason why he should be able to dunk
that high.
Exactly. He doesn't have to jump that high to dunk. So niggas is like,
he just don't want to dunk.
He's really washed. I'm like, nigga, he's 6'9", dog. Like, you really think that nigga can't dunk at 6'9"? He's choosing not to dunk.
He's thinking long term. He's like, okay.
No,
3 more years from now, I'm not gonna be able to dunk, so I need to get my shot together.
No. That's the same bullshit Vince Carter tried to pull. He sat there and joked to the media about how he wasn't gonna dunk anymore, and he just was trash for his past couple games in Toronto. Eventually sat out. Then they traded him, and in the first game he played in New Jersey, nigga was dunking and dropped 27 points. No, nigga.
You should make that a video.
Everybody knows that though.
Okay.
No, I'm still gonna make it though.
I don't think.
But the thing is,
right.
I don't want to trash Vince Carter like that though. Even though that's a thing though.
Jamal Murray's dunking.
Yeah, Blake Griffin is 6'9". That nigga, he can dunk, bro. Stop acting like the nigga's so washed that he can't dunk.
You don't just you might forget how to shoot. Your basketball IQ might plummet, but you don't forget dunking. That's at 6'9". Right, at 6 foot in high school, once you reach 6 foot, you were made fun of if you couldn't dunk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at 6'9", an NBA athlete. Come on, man.
You're not jumping that high. Like his arms are long.
Exactly.
So he's probably, if he stretches his arms out from the toes to the fingernails, he's probably
well past
7'5".
Oh, like a wings? Like he's
wingspan is? You don't have to jump 2.5 feet to dunk.
Yeah.
You might have to jump a foot.
Yeah.
He probably could jump the extra. He don't want it.
And niggas is like, nah, bro, he's washed. I'm like, no, nigga, he's just not trying. I think the same thing with LaMarcus. Like, LaMarcus understood after his first year that him going to San Antonio might have been a mistake, but he was like, no, I'll stick it out. And now here he is on a team that's worse than Portland, the team he left, which he's retarded for leaving them.
Who?
LaMarcus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot he played for them. Wow.
Yeah, he gave up the opportunity to play for Dame to play with Kawhi for 2 years. And then Kawhi just left him. Nigga got stuck with DeMar DeRozan.
And then he left DeMar. How DeMar's there with, I don't know, Bryn Forbes.
And then like LaMarcus is sitting there I don't think that nigga's really trying either. He's like, bro, I just want to get out of here. And he leaves to go to Brooklyn, bro. Y'all niggas is weirdos, bro.
I think Dwayne Casey, they need to interview Dwayne Casey on like Hot 97 or something. Funk Flex needs to interview Dwayne Casey just to talk about it. Was he dunking in practice?
Yeah, like what? Because there's no way that Blake just stopped dunking, bro. It's not how that works.
I think Dwayne Casey's miserable.
I would be too. I'd be like, nigga, now you're dunking, bro.
Oh shit, that's tough.
And niggas saying like, but look at Jeremy Grant, he's taking all the shots now. I'm like, nigga's dunking.
Well,
nigga.
Rose left, right?
Huh?
Rose left.
Rose, I don't know
what happened to Rose.
He's in New York again.
Oh, okay, so then it's like he probably saw Rose leave. He's like, I don't want to be here no more neither. Yeah,
I forgot all about him.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Hey, watch out though.
Yeah, because Rose fans.
Yeah, don't even remotely say something that could potentially be disrespectful.
I mean, I forgot about him.
Whoa,
I know.
Hold on now, John.
I know.
Hold on.
And them Rose
That's not no one to forget about.
I just
now,
haven't seen him on the news or nothing. I haven't heard him about. What he dropped? How many dropped he last game?
Oh, John's getting disrespectful.
How many he dropped, Low?
John, please.
I don't watch TV like that.
John, please, bro.
I don't watch Knicks games like that either, so I don't know.
Oh, that's not disrespectful?
Huh?
That's not disrespectful? He don't even watch them.
No, that's the Knicks. Nobody watches.
He's an NBA analyst and don't know nothing about him. That's even disrespectful for me.
He is an NBA analyst, isn't he? Yeah.
He's on Twitter 24/7.
Every single. I gotta get on Twitter because niggas on Twitter is
how much Derrick Rose dropped last game?
I don't know. What up, podcast people? It's the one and only legend of winning, aka Low, and I'm here with my fellow, podcast gentlemen. We're here to talk about today's sponsors, and that is Manscaped. Now, y'all know spring is coming. It's gonna get a little sweaty out there, getting a little hot. We already know what it's gonna be looking like down there, but don't you dare worry, because Manscaped has you covered for this spring. Now, get this. This time they got a perfect package. Very, very simple. Very simple. Perfect package 3.0. These are the two things that come in it. The lawnmower 3.0, the updated one. I'm gonna tell you right now, the last one they had was already perfect, but it got even better. This one
better than perfect is crazy.
This one, new technology. You're even safer down there when you're cutting it, getting it nice and trim, cutting it close to those corners. So you ain't got to worry about that this time.
Oh, I do have one of those. When you asked me before you were
I got one
I do.
too.
Yeah, sorry.
No cap, it
It's so safe.
It's on point.
I can shave my balls with my eyes closed.
Yo, aim
easily.
Aim. Well, hold on, John. My bad. In the middle of that, it had like a light, so like even in the hard to see places, it has a light on there, bro.
Yes, and you can see on the light on there, and you still getting it on point.
Yeah. So still powerful,
and it's powerful. It cuts everything.
I've been trying to cut myself on it. Haven't been able to.
No cap. And I know, and I'm not even joking. The one before I got this one, I actually cut myself on the one before. I was like, man, it's actually so easy.
This is anti-ball nipping technology.
Indeed.
Damn near.
Oh my.
So once you clean up yourself down there, because again, it's gonna be hot, gentlemen, so you gotta get it nice and clean down there.
Gotcha.
Then you can follow up with the second thing that's in the Perfect Package 3.0, which is of course the one thing we all love, the crop preserver. Classic crop preserver. It's a ball toner. Keep it nice and smooth down there, but most importantly, keep it smelling fresh. Guys, I'm big myself. I know it gets sweaty down there. It is important to make sure it smells good down there. So make sure you go to Manscaped, use our promo code PTP to get 20% off. But wait, there's still more.
There's more than that?
It's still more.
It was already perfect.
Exactly. But it gets perfecter. Manscaped is giving them 2 free gifts on top of that. First, they get the travel bag. I got the travel bag too. Nice little handy bag. I like it myself.
Someone got to put it in my pocket.
And they got to put it in your pocket. Oh. Even when you on the go, they give you a handy bag. It's nice material, nice, strong. And on top of that, they give you some boxers. You're not any ordinary boxers. Wow. Again, I'm big.
My new balls in new boxers.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing. I'm big. I'm sizey. I chafe a lot. Not in no boxers. No cap. Anti-chafing boxers.
Anti-chafing boxers sounds crazy.
It's snug. It's snug on my leg. It's snug.
Wow.
It's comfortable.
So it keeps my freshly shaved balls in place.
And you don't shave. Amazing. So again, people, Manscaped, go there right now. Get the Perfect Package 3.0. Use promo code PTP to get 20% off. 20% off.
20%?
PTP is the promo code.
20%?
20% off. And thanks again to Manscaped for sponsoring this pod.
Facto.
12?
That's probably accurate. Let me check.
All I know is,
12? That's 6 baskets.
Stop. Yo, all right. Look at this nigga now.
Wait, look. That could possibly be 2 baskets and free throws.
Yeah, I must say, you can probably be 2.
Hey, John, I'm
just trying to do the math.
Niggas is like,
Derrick Rose fans don't play, man.
I'm just trying to do the math. I don't got no problem with Derrick Rose. He was a beast.
Well, was?
Whoa!
Shit.
Would you bet your yearly salary on him dropping 45 next game?
No.
Okay.
No.
I would.
I wouldn't do that to anybody except for Harden in the league, though, nigga.
Okay, 25 next game?
No.
Okay. 50?
Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. I'm not doing this.
John,
bro.
You getting disrespectful,
I'm
man.
not even flipping the camera either.
Niggas don't need to see me.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. You were accurate. He got 13 points.
He got 13?
On 30 minutes. But he won against the Bucks.
How many shots he's made?
How many shots he put up?
He shot 40%.
40. Don't you say?
hey, chill out.
Whoa, how many shots he made, though?
Chill out.
What's his shooting?
How many shots he made?
Yeah, how many shots he made?
It's not giving me those numbers off.
Why not? Why they don't want to get that up? Why they want to hide that information?
Let me talk about his recent games, huh?
Okay.
He does, though. It will give you most.
17 points, 18 points, 16 points, and then there was a drop. 4, 4, 8.
No, hold on. My bad. That's like
first quarter? 4 fouls?
First quarter?
In those games, he shot 1 for 8, 1 for 10, 3 for 9.
When you say 4.
This nigga John said,
No, you said 4 as in like in first half?
Nah, that's the entire game, John.
Stop.
John, be careful now.
So how many minutes did
you know what's so crazy? He legit scored 16 points on 6 made shots.
Who?
D Rose.
When was this?
This is the last game, Milwaukee.
So like I said,
it's 13 points, man.
I mean 13 points on 6 shots.
On 15 shots.
No, 16 made shots.
6 made shots.
6 made shots.
Yes. Okay. 6 for 15.
I'm just guessing. I ain't watching.
And he was actually right. That's the crazy part.
That's the crazy part.
And he didn't get to the free throw line.
John's
so
a liar. He watched the game.
There was no free throw.
No.
Oh, man. Shout out to D Rose, though, man. Shout out to D Rose.
How Brandon Knight doing?
That nigga's not in the league.
That's disrespectful. It's D-Rose. That's disrespectful.
To compare Brandon Knight and D-Rose?
No, I'm just saying. I didn't want to know how.
About D-Rose, what about B Knight?
Yeah, that's disrespectful, John.
I just want to see how he was doing.
That nigga's out the league, bro.
What about the dark skinned nigga on the Lakers?
Probably overseas.
The dark skinned on the Lakers that went off that one game and he got a lot of love. And then niggas
Are you talking about the old guy from the G League?
Yeah, what happened
What's
to him?
his name?
Fuck,
man.
You forgot him? Just like that?
Was it Andre Golden?
Andre something.
You don't know him, Lo? You don't hold enough weight?
He don't. I don't care about
The Lakers have a lot of players that do well for like a season and then they never
That was
do
just a
that
game.
again.
He just had that game. And then I don't know.
He had like 2 or 3 games and that's it.
Yeah, not a season.
Nah, like I'm talking about like the who's that point guard that went from Lakers to Detroit? No, small forward, sorry. Earl Clark. Like players like him. But they
never had a good year in LA.
Bro, in LA,
no, everybody in LA. That's just an LA thing. Niggas are convinced Kyle Kuzma is the next thing. And I'm like, no,
Earl
nigga,
Carson
he's
goes
mid.
so crazy in the next team he plays for, and he didn't, man. And that happens so often.
That's an LA thing. LA players get so much media attention. Y'all think that they good, but they're actually mid. That's just an LA thing.
Nah, but they be having like
Shannon Brown.
Shannon Brown was a demon for a couple seasons.
Exactly. Man. In LA.
Whoa. Yeah. How my man Miles Plumlee doing?
That nigga's trash too.
Hey. Oh, no, never mind.
Miles Plumlee?
Miles Plumlee. Do you Google him right now? Why are you saying that shit like you just discovered his name, man?
I'm just saying, like, he not hitting on nothing?
Nothing at all. Not even a smidge.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Hey, you comparing who to who right now? Derrick Rose and Miles Plumlee in the same sentence.
I'm trying to find the dude name.
Hey, the NBA's in a lot of trouble. Let's talk about it.
We need more players like Joakim Noah.
Oh, Andre Ingram. That's his name.
Andre Ingram, yeah.
Joakim Noah.
I was thinking that, but I was like, nah, that's another Ingram on the Lakers.
Yeah, it's Brandon and Andre.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about how the Cash Nasties of the world are gonna be the downfall of the NBA. The I'm Davises.
John is like, oh, this is where I check out.
What happened?
It's gonna be a downfall, man.
What?
It is, but I don't.
You need to do a video. Caleb, you have to cut some of the stuff out. Do a video on the drop when Jordan left the NBA, and then you know what I'm saying, do some like projections and shit and talk about that.
I'm getting one more year because last year I was going to do it. No, listen, last year I was going to
take the video.
No, nobody's not going to take the video because they could have done it by now. Last year, nobody's going to do it because nobody in the NBA community really puts that much time into a video. If we're going to keep it a beam, so no one's going to do it.
If you
so
say
you had to pick 3 players, like a 3-on-3 blacktop match. Who you picking?
All time?
No, I mean my people. I'm going with Joakim Noah, Chandler Parsons,
Chandler Parsons,
the All NBA injury team,
and Lil Deng.
This nigga just talking, bro.
Dung.
This nigga just talking. If I had a 3v3,
I'd probably get Jeff Teague.
Okay, you're just talking to.
Probably Serge Ibaka.
That's the most perfect nigga all time, bro.
and probably Miles Plumlee.
What you got, Lo?
People actually want to know my answer to this, so y'all are just trolling. I'm gonna have to give a legit.
Nobody gives a fuck about.
Yes, they are, because they're gonna be like, "Yo, dog,
Joakim Noah gonna wipe the floor."
Look at what he said. They're gonna do that, bro. Niggas has been on my head for whatever reason in the NBA community recently. They're like, "Yo, let's take this one take out of context and let's bring it up like 8 months later." I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up, bro. I would have Hakeem Olajuwon, Kevin Durant, and James Harden.
That's a bad answer, dog.
Terrible answer.
That's a not good answer you just gave to the
3v3. I would probably have those 3.
I would have
Bismack Biyombo. You don't want him?
No, not Bismack.
Yeah, bro. I have Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Oh man,
on the wing. I will have Elfrid Payton at point guard.
Even worse.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo at center.
That nigga getting bodied by Hakeem. No cap.
On a serious note, it would be like Iverson, Kyrie Irving, and Blake Griffin.
What?
I can't be serious today.
I was about to say. I was like, maybe Kareem Blake. Nigga rounded it off with Blake. Nigga, no. To go back to what you were saying about Cash Nash, people don't understand why that's serious, but it's very much so serious. And that's always existed, that people just like were huge fans of like the best player in the league. But the difference is, and people like was at my head, I don't know if they were at your head in your mentions, but people was like, yo, this always existed. The problem is that as much talent that we have in the league right now, the ratings are actually either plateauing or going down.
That's crazy.
And there's which is actually a fact.
You got Jason Terry playing.
Is he?
Udonis Haslam.
No.
He's just saying names.
Seen him playing a while.
Haslam not playing either.
As a coach.
I'm about to say he's not playing either. Niggas just in the league. No, he's just on the bench.
Last time I watched TV.
Crazy. I'm about to say, and the ratings are not going up, and there's no signs outside of interaction on Twitter that the interest of the NBA is actually going up either. So the problem is that we're actually not, the NBA is not gaining more interest despite the fact that there's players in the league, and niggas are saying, ooh, but what about Zion? And I'm like, the NBA as a whole, like the media as a whole, just started to talk about Zion because they had no other choice but to talk about him. But the problem is that it's not really a problem, but the thing is that everybody keeps talking about the same players over and over again, and no one is
LaMelo
actually.
was such a potential,
LaMelo was so refreshing. Oh my god!
And it's like, damn, we just lost that. So
LaMelo's gone. Curry's been hurt for the past couple of games.
Watching games on TV is not as fun as being there. And the fact that people can't go there no more just loses interest.
That is a good point. Yeah. And there's like a association you make with teams once you pull up to an actual game.
And meet them and everything like that. You're not going to go to every game, but the options you can't go. You got to watch it.
I've never met the players in the game. Have you done that?
Huh?
You never met the player in the game?
I sit courtside all the time. I'm not meeting players, guys.
Are you serious? You never met a player?
You never met a player?
No. You never like dapped up and like, hey, how you doing?
That's because I sit courtside. I can yell at the players and they'll look and wave. Like every time I pull up to see Fred VanVleet, I make a joke about how he looks like Waleed, and he always laughs and waves.
I was about to tunnel.
So that's not consider that meeting him?
That's not meeting them.
Okay.
Meeting them would be like, yo, what's good, Fred?
Okay, yeah. Right.
I dapped up James Harden. Like he come down the tunnel.
Yeah, I've dapped up.
That's not really meeting them.
If that's what you're saying, yeah, you're right.
He looked at me. I looked at him.
One time I did that. I did that thing. You know how they had that thing in the Atlanta Hawks thing where you can like you'll be one of the people that's like on sting and you with your hand out you can high five the players. Yeah. I thought it was a little corny, but I was like, I'll do it just because I was there with people that were doing it.
This nigga had his hand down
there.
Hey, niggas
that's
like
on TV somewhere, bro.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It was at the beginning of a game.
Oh, okay.
So
when they ran out.
Yeah.
Niggas like you were corny. He's like, yeah, this shit corny.
But we were on the court though. We weren't just like in the stands.
Like he was like.
Niggas is like, bro, y'all really about to do this right now? And he was the first one hanging off the fucking side.
No, we were on the court. We were on the court.
You were still doing it, nigga.
Just think about being a 6-year-old kid.
Oh, them niggas are gassed.
With a Hawks jersey, you go to every game and they lose, or they getting blowed out.
They actually got a winning record right now.
No, I mean like back in the day before they got good.
Nigga, what? 2 years? What? The Hawks had the longest playoff streak in the NBA at one time, and recently, like 3-4 years ago, they were consistently in the playoffs.
More than the Spurs?
Excuse me, in the Eastern Conference. You're right.
Okay,
yeah. But after the Spurs, I think they were like second or third.
What the Hawks gonna do this year?
They're in the playoffs right now.
What?
Yes.
What?
The Hawks?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, Raptors need to tighten up.
But also, the fucking playoff standard in the Eastern Conference is dog shit after the top 2. Yeah,
nobody's watching.
No, John,
no,
that's
bro,
not why.
they're trash.
The whole conference is bad, bro.
The conference is, everybody keeps saying,
I'd rather say people hurt than trash. It's a little more harsh, right?
Okay, whatever you want to call it.
Coddling these conferences, man.
Whatever, bro. If you're 22 and 20 and you're the 4th seed, that's a problem, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. That's how bad it is right now.
Are you dead ass?
I'm being so serious.
Wow.
That's how bad it is right now in the East. And he was like, bro, but Corona, dog. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro.
What sports do we have that's really thriving right now?
NFL.
That's the only thing.
I don't follow anything else to know about the MLB.
I don't watch baseball. I don't watch hockey.
The fourth seed right now is 23 and 21.
Where's the Raptors? Like 10th still?
Y'all niggas is trash, boy.
It's actually depressing to watch.
Y'all niggas trash. Toronto is 11th.
There be no crowd there. They be having fake sounds. It be watching like practice. Like I'm watching practice.
It is like watching practice.
I don't mind watching that because I be on YouTube watching people play in the rec and shit.
I ain't watched it since All-Star game. Last game I watched.
I do miss because there's some shit that happens where I'm like, man, niggas can't get hype at that no more right now.
Can't get hype.
But in Miami though, you can go to the game, and here you can go to the game. They just spread
niggas don't really be playing that hard because you got a crowd. Like think about in team sports. You got a crowd.
I actually think
you
that's
got the
why
people that weren't athletic watching the athletic people play.
Yeah.
You just do crazy stuff. But when what is an empty gym?
Yeah,
you just playing basketball.
That's why I think Westbrook started off. Well, he was also injured, but I think that's part of the reason why Westbrook started off so slow because like he comes across as somebody who was like fueled off of like crowd.
Yeah, you see him screaming. Yeah,
he's just yelling and it's dead silence because to us there's noise, but to them there's actually no noise. It's just silent.
It's just silent. You just playing. Pass the ball. Ball up.
And then like because LeBron, usually LeBron or Dame saying like it's so weird watching it playing because they know
mask on the sideline to take the mask off to play.
That's also dumb as hell.
That's the dumbest thing.
Everybody's negative. We all know everybody's negative. Why we wearing masks? That makes no sense.
I don't know what point they're trying to prove. You wear your mask on the sideline, separated 6 feet to play with no mask.
And we all negative.
You still have to hop in and play.
Yeah. Take your mask off, LeBron. Time to get in. Time to play now.
But then put it back on when you go to the sideline.
Yeah, time out. Mask. They get masks when they get water.
That's such water that's oh man. Anyway, but to go back to the topic though, I agree. Like it's problematic that the NBA is like this, but I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that the NBA does not promote any of its young stars the same way that they've done in prior years. That's all I believe it is. I think that's a huge problem because they only started to promote Zion as of recently because there's nobody else to promote. But Zion, I mean, recently he's been playing even better, but they weren't talking about Zion like that in the beginning of the season. But since they don't have any other body to talk, well, they got other players, but they start running out of names. AD hurt, LeBron hurt, Steph done missed a couple of games. LaMelo's hurt.
It's gonna hurt a lot of Instagram.
A lot of people.
A lot of Instagram accounts.
Yeah, so that's the interesting
part.
A lot of them. That needs to be a part of the analysis though, because a lot of the views is coming on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter now. Bro, the amount of views that come from these YouTube like highlights that they drop, like the Brian Dawkins type shit, the NBA probably just hired the guy because
no, they actually got rid of him.
Packed him up?
Yeah, Brian. There's no such thing as Dawkins. Free Dawkins anymore?
Oh, that's what I meant when I said Brian Dawkins. Free Dawkins.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But
Brian Dawkins.
They could just hire him since he's.
But
doing
they actually packed him up though. That's the wild thing. People were like, "Why didn't they just hire this nigga?" But they just packed him up,
which is dumb. Well, they're doing a whatever job now. But it's like there was already a guy doing that who's good at it.
But the point I'm making is that even when he existed, the ratings were actually going up still. The ratings just started going down the past like 4 years. So when Free Dawkins was at his peak,
but it's really crazy right now. The NBA YouTube channel, I don't know what the exact number is, hundreds of millions of views per month.
Yeah, for sure. Which
means that they're making like probably around $100 million if they have enough inventory just off Google ads. Not including anything, not including Twitter, not including Instagram. Like they're making a fuck ton of money off of just YouTube ads that everyone else has access to.
For sure.
Assuming that the inventory exists. But it might even be more than that if they have premium ads because it's a company and it's brand safe and it's all type and the stars on there. So it's like, yeah. I don't know. I think people aren't really accounting. When they say the ratings drop, they're talking about like, all right, the game was on ESPN and it didn't do as good on ESPN this year as it did last year. But then when you watch on YouTube and it has 4 million views, the highlights has 4 million views, and on Twitter there's a bunch of clips of it that accumulated to over 30 million views, and then on TikTok and on Instagram, it's like people, you might be able to make the argument just off of online that people are still watching the NBA equally or maybe even more. I don't know. I'm just saying potentially.
But the point I'm making is that a lot of that still existed though. Twitter existed,
but it's even more now.
It's more now because
now TikTok is hot.
I don't think the YouTube channel. I think the YouTube channel has probably always gotten around.
But think about how it's changed though, because now they got licensing deals with like the House of Highlights and the Bleacher Reports. Yeah. And they pushed that shit heavy online.
Bleacher Report was also uploading highlights years ago.
I get it since a while ago.
Exactly.
But what's different now is like they're more mainstream. The Bleacher Reports of the world kind of transformed the way that the sports centers of the world dealt with online posts and media in general. So it's like the whole platform has changed. Now Facebook, all these platforms are growing. People are feeling more comfortable consuming content on there, so maybe they're not consuming it as much on TV, which is great for the NBA because they control those channels. And any channels they don't control, you have licensing rights to them. And I could be wrong. I don't think they're giving 10-year deals to Bleacher Reports, to Post, IG. I think like the TV deals is decades long just to provide some consistency and stability, but that's about it. At the end of the day,
it shouldn't be though. That was, to me, that was a problem.
I think that was also a bad idea.
Yeah, when they, but there was a lot of things that was wrong with that. Like, I don't know why the Players Associated pushed for that so hard. Like everything about what happened that summer 2016 was just wild to me. But they should not have inflated that much via a TV deal where TV was becoming archaic. And then what's going to happen is that the salary cap is either going to flatline or potentially decline, especially the next time they renegotiate. But it shouldn't be based off of that to begin with. And also, they should have never at one point allowed the cap to inflate all at one time. That was also dumb as hell.
Wasn't the cap at 60% for the players in 2010? I think it was. My memory could be wrong, but
we're like 60-40, as you're saying. Like
yeah, and then as the years went on, it got reduced.
Got closer to 50-50.
Yeah, well, it is 50-50 now, right?
That's what I'm saying. I think it is around 50-50. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know if it was 60-40, but the players have definitely lost more and more of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. I was reading some articles. I was bored the other day about how the NCAA did like one of the worst deals in sports history, because the NCAA preferred the stability of knowing that they gave March Madness or something like that to Fox for a notoriously low price. And at the time, it was worth billions. So like everybody was celebrating because that's consistent money. And when you think about it, the men's basketball funds a lot of shit for the NCAA. A lot of shit. And so other sports don't exist without men's basketball. So they need the stability for all the other athletics so they can have tournaments and go to events and fun shit. But so for the sake of stability, they took a fucking horrible offer and they're getting raw dogged severely. And there was a whole bunch of like TV insiders saying it's one of the worst deals in sports history.
Raw dog.
So
dude, how you feel about the women's on the women's side saying they getting like the short end of the stick of the March Madness funds?
Oh, y'all seen that?
Are they pulling views? I don't know.
They look like
not, but like the whole like the way they work out.
I saw on
where
Twitter.
Where they work out at, like
slop.
the little package that they got is significantly smaller as well.
Significantly.
How they say it's big.
Wait, I don't understand why the women can't just work out in the same gym as the men. Am I bugging? Why are there separate gyms for
I don't
men
know.
and women?
I actually don't know why it is, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, the video I watched, it was a lady, I think she played basketball, and she was showing like, this is where we practice, this is where the men practice. Yeah. Huge difference. Yeah. And then she's like, this is our workout area. I swear it was like a few like tiny 1-pound dumbbells. Yeah. And then this is where the men practice.
That's probably why they're not dunking.
Gym.
Yeah.
See, they had the men's gym. They'll be dunking too. That's why they're not high flying. They
also,
got enough weight.
The food was also wild. So I was like, man, why?
They don't got enough protein.
Even I was like, man, y'all feed them like this. That's wild to me.
Like military
and
food.
I get showing the men's basketball guys love because they fund just about fucking everything. Yeah. But at the same time, if you're the NCAA and it's all about equality and title IX or whatever the equality title is called,
you care about the women.
Yeah, you have to do everything by the book, and
that was wild.
If you want them to be more exciting, you got to feed them good so they have more protein. State gives you protein, and that means they'll get stronger.
Niggas eating oatmeal.
They was eating dunk off oatmeal. Oatmeal not gonna make me dunk.
They were eating high school slop, no cap. But you know, it's also crazy though. A part of me was like, some people like, you know, they pulled the whole like
that's correctional facility.
But the men make more money. That's why they have it.
Men don't make money.
But then that's why I was like, but actually none of them are making money.
Yeah, that might apply in professional sports, but that doesn't apply in college.
So that's also I was like, but
I mean, it's like the men's backers that get more viewership, more ads want to be on.
They make the company more money technically.
So I guess that's what they take care of more.
But the NCAA is not a business. Well, it's not technically supposed to be a business in that sense.
They're not technically supposed to.
The rowing team makes zero money, and so does the tennis team and the golf team and any team that's not men's basketball, men's football, and depending on how big the school is, sometimes
don't the brands
pay
for that stuff, like the packaging and stuff. The brands pay just
the amount of money that basketball, men's basketball, and football makes for most schools.
It's everything.
It funds for
it's the only profitable
else.
programs in any school. Sometimes women's basketball, depending on like I imagine UConn probably has a profitable women's basketball team. So if you was a company,
would you want to sponsor the women's team or the men's team? What would make you more money in return? Or get you seen more?
That's I understand what you're saying, but the point I'm making, I think that even what Agent is saying is
I'm
that
asking you as a
for men's for sure.
No, you don't know that because the men's could be charging like a crazy high premium that might not be worth it. Yeah. It's like
I mean,
a Super Bowl ad might be worth it, but an NBA Finals ad, nobody gives a fuck about those, right? So when the Super Bowl charges you a premium, people pay attention to the ad. So
wait,
it
do
still
the women's
might
have a championship?
Yeah, they have the same. They're doing the same March Madness.
Oh yeah, right now. They're doing right now.
Is March Madness for them too?
It's NCAA basketball March Madness.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but I was watching some TV women's March Madness while I was waiting in line. Kid you not, man. First shot I saw hit the side of the backboard. I had to stop watching.
You turned off the
no
playoffs last year when Paul George hit the backboard?
Oh no! But it can't be the first thing I see though.
I did. I did. I was like, all right, Paul George. Just turn that off.
I immediately got to Twitter when Paul George hit the side of the backboard. I was on Twitter to see what they thought. But now it's like, yeah. I mean,
the point I'm making though is that they don't nobody's getting paid though. The players aren't getting paid.
So it's like, yeah,
that's the point. I'm like, nigga, if y'all not even paying the players, what the fuck is y'all niggas doing with this money?
What are they doing with the money?
Yeah, that was the point. I was like, nigga, if y'all not paying the players and they fucking working out with 10-pound dumbbells, what are we doing right now, bro?
Man, let me see if I have the article open on.
You're not adding no muscle.
Let me see if I have the article open on because that article I referenced. I had it open on Chrome and it had a very fascinating. And I mean fucking fascinating. I can't find it. But it was like men's basketball for March Madness makes over 90% of the revenue.
I'm pretty sure.
What the fuck? You know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
90%. That's
I'm
insane.
pretty sure.
And that funds everything else. So
I'm pretty sure it does, yeah.
So, but that at the same time, like you can't pretend like you're all about equality and women have 1-pound dumbbells.
It's not even that. It's just
no, stop. We're not segregating men and women on gyms. So just let the women work out with the men.
Yeah. But really not. Even if you want to, it's like, hey, you're telling me y'all make that much money and y'all just can't have like the same or close equipment to them? Like, is that what we're saying right now? Like, where's the rest of that money going, my nigga? Like, we're not. You're telling me y'all couldn't just order 2 sets of those dumbbells?
All right, y'all, we're gonna do a circuit. So y'all 5 share that dumbbell, and y'all 5 over here share this dumbbell over here.
Imagine telling the fucking women, both men and women, that the reason why we couldn't supply, the reason why we even though we can't pay y'all any money at all, not even a dime. We still don't have, and we know that the men's March Madness are bringing millions of dollars. We still don't. We ran out of funds for y'all when it came down to making sure that y'all got
Girls
it.
can win the championship and still get a sandwich. The losing men's team still eats steak and mac and cheese. That's crazy.
That's the same complaint WNBA players had. Outside of the complaint that they don't get paid enough, which I feel like is unfounded, they complain about like the lack of professionalism. Like I was reading up on stories because I made a second channel video about the WNBA problem.
Yeah,
I was reading up on story like, damn, like there was stories of like planes being canceled, which is like that happens because they fly commercial because they don't make enough money to fly private. Yeah, you can't be like a starving artist and expect your label to fly you out in jets to tour. It's like, no, you got to do the bus thing first before you make enough money to do the jet. But it's like at the same time, there was a team that had multiple flights canceled. And it's like the least you could do is provide a jet. And they were like, nah, like you're going to have to forfeit the game if you can't find a way to make it on time. And I'm pretty sure it's a playoff game. Wait, and it's like, so this is happening in the WNBA. And so it's like, what's going on where you can't just get them a jet one time? They had multiple flights canceled. Get them a fucking jet. Like,
yeah, y'all stuck. Y'all had to. Greyhound it is, or y'all just go ahead and put that on your stat sheet.
Yeah.
This is not even a live game. This ain't even gonna be air on TV. It's good.
If I got a DNP because I couldn't catch a flight, nigga, I'll be pissed, bro.
But it's like, so that type of professionalism, that shouldn't exist at all.
Hartsfield Jackson.
That comes from a lack of respect, really.
You see the WNBA team at Hartsfield Jackson sitting down waiting with a buddy pass.
You been here all night, man. What's going on?
Don't y'all play tonight? We're supposed to. Well, I'm on the way to y'all game now. Hopefully y'all make it. My flight's at 10. Can I get a picture with you before the game starts? Y'all look like I'm gonna be late.
Oh man. Yeah, there's certain things that it makes sense, but there's other things I'm like, y'all not even paying no college athlete at all, my nigga. There's no way y'all telling me
they're getting paid.
No, they're not.
Nike has a VVS chain.
That's not getting paid, John.
He's not even in college.
Me getting Nike shoes is not getting paid.
Also, fuck the NCAA.
No, it's not.
You gotta think about it like this.
Me getting Nike shoes is not me being paid.
Because you're just gonna buy them with your money anyway.
That counts as compensation.
Yeah.
They would fine you if they found out you got.
No, what I'm saying is that's not the same as actual money though.
It isn't to you, but to NCAA is still compensation.
Money, like I'm clothes, shoes, like if that's stuff,
I get that, but
you're just gonna spend your own money. I can save my money because you give it for free. Right.
Like, it depends if you really wanted a chain as a first thing.
John, like, what do you like? You like cars, so somebody just kept giving you cars.
Somebody owe you 5 bands. If somebody owe you 5 bands and you want food, and nigga gave you a 5-band chain, a chain that's worth 5 bands, that's not paying, nigga.
It is. I'm gonna sell it if I'm hungry.
No, I'd rather have the thing that is easily.
Exactly. Well, I'd rather have the 5
give me the
bands.
chain.
That's like when you return a flight and then they're like, you get like $600 in Delta credit. And you're like, I guess, but I'd rather have cash. But I'll take this Delta credit though.
I'm gonna use it again. I mean,
like, take the cash, John. Take the cash.
So say if I owe you $300. No. Say I owe you $5,000, but I gave you a $7,000 chain.
John, who would do that?
Or why would you give me?
No, that doesn't happen, bro.
Nobody's not giving me more in the chain, nigga. They'll give me the same amount of what they think that the chain is worth compared to how much they actually owe me liquid cash.
No, I'm just saying.
Players don't need that shit though. They can go to the G League or play Europe. You know what I'm saying? LaMelo came from Australia.
I be wondering how they get stuff. Cause I know they be going to get stuff under. They're getting money because
they're getting under the table. They're not supposed to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they get paid.
They definitely aren't hopping on IG with it.
Yeah, they definitely on IG on Hall of Fits.
But the point I'm making is that they're not getting paid from the company NCAA. That's the point I'm making. And the fact that they're not getting paid from them, you then have to ask.
Well, it wouldn't be the NCAA that pays them. It would be the schools.
Okay, regardless, they're not getting paid from no one technically. So so the question then is, nigga, if y'all not paying us and we're not supposed to get paid for our own likeness, what are y'all doing with the money to where we can't have dumbbells, like proper?
You know what I think they do?
So if the Zions of the world stop,
the Zions of the world don't get paid. I feel like the role players get paid because the star players know they're gonna get millions in the league, so they just get taken care of well.
No, but if that's the case, then Zions of the world will stop going to college because then they'll realize the only reason why role players are getting paid is because of me.
So if the Zions of the world stop going to the NCAA, the real exciting players just stop.
It's not gonna be.
It's gonna be a very tough scene for the sports that make no money.
Not really, because if those star players go, that means it gives more room for other players to come in and shine.
No, but they're not gonna be stars.
They're not
like
gonna
Zion.
be stars.
Huh?
There's not gonna be stars.
They might fill in and drop.
Nigga, there will never be a Zion. Like right now, there's not another Zion in the NCAA. Right now, there's not one.
But I'm saying, like, it'll give. You never know, like,
but they're not the same level.
They're not the same level.
It's about the excitement. When LaMelo could have went to the NCAA and brought a lot of excitement there, the way Lonzo did, right? So it's like, but LaMelo didn't do it though. Imagine if a slew of other very exciting players did the same thing. You might have good players in there, but a good player is not going to convince me to watch an NCAA game if I don't watch NCAA. An exciting player might. Like, I tuned in to watch Lonzo play. I tuned in to watch Embiid and Wiggins play. Like,
so you think all the excited players going to go? But even the excited players are not ready for the league because they're excited in high school.
They don't have to go straight to the league, but they can go overseas like LaMelo
Honestly,
did.
NBA should bring back I know they said they're thinking about bringing back 18 straight to the league out of high school.
It's already happening.
They're doing that.
When is it happening?
2022.
Thank the Lord.
I don't know about
Thank the Lord. No. They're grown adults. They can decide to do a lot of shit with their life at 18. They should be able to decide what they want to do with their career. And if they guess wrong, then that's
nigga, they're 19 playing with men. It's 1 year, my nigga. It's literally 1 year.
And on top of that, it's like they're probably used to playing with people older than them because the people at their age are garbage.
But when you play with college, at least you're playing with people that have been there for a little. Like it just gets you that development that 1 year.
No,
I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, but most people if you don't feel like
high school is a totally different field than college. And college
understandable.
Is different than NBA.
But even when it was accessible for people to make the step, most of the people who made the step made it because they understood. It was undeniably understood they were anomalies. Only anomalies are going to make that jump. Most of the people are still going to college regardless.
Yeah, there might be. How much was it like back in the day, like in the 90s?
It was only KG.
Yeah, like a few, right?
Kobe, LeBron, J.R. Smith.
Some people. It's gonna be some really good people that.
Oh, that always happens.
That's gonna be an anomaly, but get there and it's gonna hit them.
Oh yeah, let's not. 100%. There's all that always gonna happen, but an overwhelming majority of people who skipped college. They had a phenomenal
if
career.
you skip college and you do awful in the NBA, you're still eligible to play back in college.
No, you're not.
Why not?
No.
Because you didn't go to college. You still have your eligibility. You didn't go to,
which is also a loophole that's completely fucked. But yeah, no, you're not.
If you made money playing basketball though. So could you go back to the NCAA?
That's what I'm saying. You made money. I can't go back to school.
You can go back to school, but you can't play for the team.
I don't think an NCAA team. Why would I don't know why they would take you.
I knew I wasn't ready. I went to the league. I got drafted to the Knicks, and I got my ass busted.
You realized to go back to do.
Why would you do that? What would prove going back to college?
You can just go to G League.
I can use that.
But you can go to the G League. You
go
to the G League.
Overseas. I forgot. Yeah.
But more students should have just went overseas. Honestly, they just should have went overseas. And I don't understand why we as a society pressured like 18-year-olds to go to school when we all know that 1 year of school is just on some fuck shit. Like everybody knows that's not a real academic year.
They're all on communications majors.
Yeah, they all getting very easy classes. They barely getting by because it's all just for one semester, really just one semester, because the second semester, who gives a damn, because they're not actually going to be doing anything. So once basketball season is done with, then it's done with. So like, why are we caring? I'm only gonna be here for 1 year. So we put up this whole facade just to earn the NCAA more money, and then after it's done, they're not paying anybody. They treating their kids like bullshit. Like, to me, that's crazy. Or we do this whole under the table money laundering shit, and it's like, why are we acting as if like illegal shit doesn't happen in the NCAA just so we can. Yeah, like why are we acting like that? Everybody knows shit happens. Illegal shit.
So it's not on the table. It's accredited. So keep count.
But regardless of what is nigga, we're talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars just being moved illegally every year. Why are we acting like that's a thing? I don't understand why niggas act like that should just be an acceptable thing. That's wild to me.
Check on AIM.
Anyway, yeah, we do have an AMP link up going on right now.
Congrats, man. Congrats on that success, man.
Yeah, we have so much exciting stuff. It's all happening at once. I hate saying this shit though. It sounds corny. All the YouTubers say it. So I just kind of just let shit appear. But I'm so excited about so much shit that it's like, man, when people hear it, they're gonna be like, they're gonna lose their fucking minds. And you know what I'm saying? It just feels good to be part of what I think is like some shit that has the potential to be massive. Cause it just makes me feel like what I'm doing is worth spending time on. There's no better feeling than that, man.
That is true. That is true. Damn. I feel like we was on the road and that shit is crazy.
Yeah, that post that you sent, it was wild, as the kids say. I feel like I'm at a touch now, because I don't be on TikTok, so like I'm late to shit. And I remember thinking when I was a kid, like I'm never gonna be late to shit because like I'm a kid, and you know how kids kind of run the world, right? Where like the teeny boppers kind of just like they kind of control culture. Like the advertisers want to advertise to them, and so people want to make content for them because there's money to be made. And it's like they inspire a lot of like financial decisions. So even if you want, like, if you're like Hot Wheels, you want someone to buy a car, you just market to the mom because the kid doesn't have the power to buy the money. But really, you're doing it for the kid. The kids run it. The kids start the dances. They be starting trends. They're creative. They're like because they're not used to life. So they just have fresh new ideas. I think it's dope. But I'm not on TikTok, so I kind of miss out on like a lot of that shit. Sometimes I feel like an old head, even though I'm 24. Because I'm not on it 24/7.
Well, how much stuff so far on TikTok has like really
every trend I've been late to. Like,
well, what you talking about? Like the dancing
like,
ones?
Like when a silhouette challenge comes out.
Why?
And I'm not gonna do it, but I found out about it 3 weeks after when some controversy happened.
Are you serious?
And I heard about it on like a news story.
Oh, yeah, you that behind? Man.
Yeah.
Even I'm not that behind to a silhouette challenge.
But that's why I be talking to Davis sometimes, because like Davis will fill me in because he's on TikTok 24/7.
You should do a TikTok. You do that, bro. Do a silhouette challenge.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing
me and you
together
in the middle of a door frame.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, let's do
I got the mood lighting. Perfect.
Also, the niggas who was like tampering with that, y'all niggas is weird.
And the people that posted it thinking that you can't edit video, they're also dumb.
Very true. Because there was women getting butt ass naked. I was like, really?
Let me turn up the exposure real quick.
Like, really? Yeah.
It's not even like you have to do just one dial will show me everything I would want to see if I was a weird fellow.
Yeah, but niggas like that are also like weird.
Who, the editors?
Like both. No, actually not both. Well, the people who are doing it, not understanding like what could potentially happen, are like very naive, but the niggas who went out of their way to be like, let me download a couple of silhouette challenges.
Edit these up.
Oh, just change the exposure. Niggas is weird, bro.
I feel bad for kids nowadays because we didn't have crazy shit, but like we didn't have internet.
No. We did.
We didn't. We didn't have like the internet.
Dance at parties no more.
We don't have the internet to.
This nigga sound old. This nigga sound old. How old are you again, John? Nigga, you sound old, bro.
Yo, we couldn't make like. I was like 15 before you could make life-changingly bad decisions on Twitter and on Vine. And so it's like I had enough time to get that out of my system when people weren't recording everything. But now you could be 8 years old, say the hard R, and then like that shit follows you fucking forever, bro. That's tough.
That's fair. I see what you're saying now. But we definitely had like wild shit. But I guess not
people weren't recording the shit.
Yeah, that could incriminate us because nobody was recording at that time. But we were definitely doing wild shit.
Yeah.
The amount of wild shit I was downloading off on LimeWire is crazy. Like just looking back at it, just wild shit.
Like porn?
Of course.
You downloaded porn off LimeWire?
I mean accidentally. Like you
didn't like hear about RedTube or something like that back in the day, man?
No, I'm thinking I'm downloading Spider-Man and like
okay, but you made it sound like you was doing it intentionally.
No. But we're just allegedly stealing multi-million dollar films. Yes. Allegedly,
of course.
And come to find out, it's 2 girls in 1 cup.
I never watched that video.
Let's watch it.
Actually, I think I did. I think I did, but
Patreon content.
We dead kid. That might be a good Patreon video. Hey, we're about to start a Patreon for peer-to-peer and we're good.
For porn, right?
Huh?
Porn. Us reacting to porn.
That might not be a bad idea though. I mean, like in terms of like we're not gonna do it, but in terms of financial, like a successful, great.
Mia Khalifa should do that actually. Her reacting to porn.
Like, ooh, I don't know.
She didn't really
sell me with the moans this time around.
I really wasn't feeling it. My pussy wasn't throbbing.
Not enough spit.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than not enough spit, man.
Not enough spit.
She hoarse before this shoot? That moan is off, ain't it?
Yes.
Sound a little hoarse.
Only 3 positions? I don't know, man. I'm not. And she'd be like, the time marker was off. You know what I'm saying? When it said come shot on there, it didn't come for like 10 more seconds. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just small details.
Swallow? Man, where do you find these at?
So I'm going to give this a light 4 to a strong 5.
Yes, it like
it didn't say amateur.
Oh shit!
This is really his best friend's mom.
I don't understand why. Yo, this nigga's wild. I don't understand why niggas like watching anything that's not amateur because it's like so obvious that it's fake. It's like why do y'all getting off on fake shit right now? Y'all know she's not really enjoying that dick. Bro. What's up with y'all?
She might be though. She's definitely overselling it. Yeah, but she might be enjoying it though.
She might be enjoying
every dick. Like,
exactly. Like she
can't enjoy every dick.
On like command, that. She's just enjoying every dick to that extent of her yelling like that. Like, nigga, calm down. Even I'll be like, his dick ain't that good. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Not for you to scream and shit. Like, chill out.
Consistently for 15 minutes.
Yeah, like the nigga just put his dick in and she like, oh shit. Shit. Ooh. Fuck. And then nigga like, shit. Fuck, this shit wet. I'm like, man, you just got in, nigga. You just started. No foreplay.
Also,
you just
it's
went
not.
Right in.
You can't just speak it into existence.
Oh, that shit wet, right? I'm like, nigga, stop, bro.
I guess.
You just start getting some strokes in, nigga. So unless you about to bust from 1 stroke to the 30th stroke, nigga, stop.
Don't tell your
bro.
stepdad.
Yo, there should be a challenge. Yo, John, what's up, bro? Yo, John,
that's the second incest thing you just said.
Don't tell your stepdad.
Yo, there should be a challenge. I just thought of this brilliant idea for somebody that's in porn watching this.
My sister.
If you're a woman in porn, you need to have like a make him come as soon as possible challenge where like you try and beat each other's best score. You know what I'm saying? So let's say the video is 3 minutes long, you got him in 3 minutes, and then it's like, all right, so then another person, so you challenge somebody at the end of that video. That'd be a banger. Are you kidding me? You be bouncing around them in the comment section. The comment section should be active. They'd be like, yo, hers was better, man. Hers was better. It took a little longer, but the way she moves, the way she moves. You know what I'm saying? That's creativity right there. They didn't get me in there. I mean, my creativity knows no bounds, bro. I just thought of a fucking banger.
Let me tell you this. Something like that already exists.
What are you telling me right now?
Here's the difference. What they do is they line 9 niggas up together, right?
Whoa. Keep going.
Keep going. That's your fantasy. 9 niggas butt naked, dicks out, just for you. Ready? You made
no cap. 9 niggas who their dicks are all out.
And are they all hard?
No.
You gotta find
soft. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta get him hard.
That's your fantasy.
You have to.
Hey, John, chill out.
And there's 9 girls who come up, and they have to figure out who has the best head by who can make a nigga nut the quickest.
Damn.
And it's happening in real time.
All right, I know what I'm watching tonight.
You're a weird nigga, bro.
That's a good video.
What's the name? What is even the title of that?
What is the title of that?
I have no idea. Look at John. Yo, look at John. John is on Pornhub. He's like, nigga, what's the title of that right now? That nigga was not looking at. That nigga was not looking at us at all when he said that. Yo, what's the title of that, dog?
No, I'm just like, what are you naming?
John, you pulled out incognito though, right?
Huh? No, I didn't pull nothing. My phone is flipped. We're
not talking on the phone, bro. We talking about on the PC and
stuff. I'm watching the level, the decibels. You know what I'm watching? I'm watching the decibels.
Nigga, but yeah, that does exist though. So
yeah, negative 0.0.
I watched a porn one time where like the category was party. I just discovered it, and it's like it depends. It'll go either way. It'll be like a platoon of women. It'd be like at a wedding or something, right? Actually, it could be men and women.
Like Dancing Bear.
And there's just a guy or a girl that walks around fucking whoever he wants in the 100 of people that's there.
That's like a bachelor party kind of.
It was wild.
Like a male stripper, they go there and all the girls be there. And you never have a bitch or a bachelor party?
I've actually only been to one bachelor party in my entire life.
Like they have it's a different way around. It'd be like a bunch of guys and they'll have like girl strippers come or other way girls and they have like a party. But I think most of them just be paid porn stars and regular people that just want to be there. I don't think it's like.
Yeah, I don't think that's a real scene. It's probably like a bunch of people, but they're like
they already agreed to it.
They agreed to it.
They already know what's going on. They just record it.
Oh shit! Speaking of agreeing upon, we got to talk about that David Dobrik situation. The update.
What else happened? When did we last talk about it?
I ain't know.
3 podcasts ago.
No, I don't remember what happened. What's
the update?
Yeah, give us an update.
The update is that so one of his friends came out and tried to defend the guy who I remember did that thing.
Yeah.
And he got completely flamed because like there's video proof that they were all there the same day that it happened, and the woman who was underage is drunk leaning upon somebody, and there's actual footage. Shout out to Ethan from H3. They I don't know why. First of all, the guy called, I wish I knew the dude's name all the time, but I don't. But he made a video first defending himself and everybody else that was there. Then he called in to Ethan's podcast, Frenemies with Ethan and Trisha. And then H3 had all the receipts. He was like, but this is you right here, dog. Like you were there when it happened. What are you talking about? And he was like, bro, I don't remember actually like doing anything or going out to the store to get them any alcohol. And he was like, but you're right here. Like, what are you talking about? You were there, and then everybody said that you did it. Like you and the other dude did it. And then he was saying like, well, I just felt upset about the whole article itself. And he said, well, did you read? Ethan asked me like, did you read the article? And he was like, well, I kind of skimmed over, but I didn't really read the whole thing. And then he was like, so you didn't even read the whole article because it didn't say the thing that you're complaining about. It didn't say it in the article. So they went back and forth about all of that. And then come to find out, David Dobrik had known about it for a while because somebody text messaged him saying that this happened at that shoot. And he purposely decided to just disregard it.
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody's trying to like applaud David Dobrik. And I'm like, but he knew about it. So how are we applauding him for accepting his responsibility and deleting the video when he's known about this for months now at this point?
Yeah.
So then it goes back to our
Was that before his apology or after his second apology?
That was before both. He's known about it for years.
I mean, did that news come out to everyone else
Which one? Oh, the text message?
Yeah, that he knew the whole time.
I guess after, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the second apology. It's the one he should have dropped off for it.
Yeah,
and it looked way more sincere. Although a lot of people question the sincerity on Twitter because they were saying that he only dropped that one after the brand started to pull out.
Yeah.
And it was brands that have been fucking with him for a while pulling out. So it's like, that means the ones that were kind of fucking with him definitely pulled out. And it's like, it's such a fascinating situation in my opinion. I feel like there's a lot to learn there. But
the reason I brought it up is because when we were talking, and we kept saying like, oh, it's just for content. It's all for content. Like you kept saying that he get caught up in content. There's moments leading up to them deciding to do what they did that had nothing to do with content.
Yeah, I don't watch David Dobrik's content. I'm not too familiar with the type of shit he generally does, but I know that a lot of it is almost scripted. But in the video when he left a comment saying, no, that was real, it's like, damn. I know David Dobrik said I don't remember where it was said, but he said that he distanced himself from that friend a while ago when he learned that he was like, man, he's bad for business type shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, at least he distanced himself. But it happened, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now it's public information. I feel like when something like this breaks publicly, I always think to myself, like, what's the best case scenario? And the best case scenario is usually that like a lot of people watching it can learn from what happened and not repeat those errors. One, that'd be the best benefit to everybody. So there's knowledge. And on top of that, I also feel like David Dobrik accepting responsibility and then showing that he's willing to learn and adjust is good too. And so it's like, if there's a situation where there's this traumatic event that happened to this poor woman, and that's not even the only thing that happened because it was the other guy that he pranked, his friend that he pranked multiple times. Yeah. Some bullshit happened to him. And it's like, if the world can learn from that and David can make the adjustments to never have shit like that happen again, then that's a net positive for everybody except the people that were traumatized by it. Yeah. And it's like, if the event already happened, that's at least the best you could hope for. Yeah. That second apology was a lot better. Either David Dobrik is like a fucking master actor, or he was being genuinely sincere there. He didn't try and deflect or blame it on something else, like Derek Jackson blaming it on God, or like he just had every excuse for why he cheated. David Dobrik just admitted he said, my bad, I should have listened. I trusted my friend, even though you were saying that this situation happened. He distanced himself from the dude, and he said, I'll try and do better. And he's gonna take a break. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't try and, but that's all like textbook though. So it's almost, it feels sincere, but it's like, how sincere is it when that's what he's supposed to do if he eventually wants to get back on course? But yeah, I mean, it's interesting how like from the outside looking in, everyone could look at a situation like that and be like, how dumb do you have to be to put yourself in that position? But yeah, like we hear stories over and over again of people continuously putting themselves in those situations. There's a reason why I'm pretty strict about like what happens in this house. Even if I'm not involved, like let's say there's like 30 people downstairs, I'm immediately uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't know what's happening in Agent Zero's house. I don't know. So it's like, just have that shit happen somewhere else. I don't go to parties. I don't do that shit. So
Agent Zero's and Lowe's house.
So it's like, if somebody gets punched downstairs, the headline is going to be man assaulted at Agent Zero's home. It's like, that had nothing to do with me. I was upstairs. I don't participate in tomfoolery. You know what I'm saying? I just keep to myself. Bro, I work. I go fuck to sleep. I wake up and I do the shit again. It makes me feel happy doing that. So it's like, David Dobrik put himself in a situation where he made himself susceptible to dumb shit happening.
But he wasn't ignorant too. That's the problem I have.
You say he wasn't ignorant?
No, because the film that Ethan has, he's there as the girl is knocked passed out drunk.
I saw that
on her friend.
You mean like outside the apartment?
Yeah, outside the apartment.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, I'm like, I agree with you saying. There's certain aspects that may be out of your control, and as someone who has something to lose, unfortunately, you just have to move a certain way that may be excessive to most, but for you, it's just the reality of what it is.
And it's also a matter of, even though David Dobrik thrived off of and capitalized from putting people in uncomfortable environments like that, it's also true that it's important to keep people around you that are good. Yeah. Like if you got demons around you, it's only a matter of time before some dumb shit they do is reflected on you and your character.
Agreed.
Because
they'll just take advantage of how loosely the environment 100%.
is. So it's like you have to keep the people around you strict. And I know like Nelk does crazy shit all the time, but when news broke that a damn 905 shooter who was a cameraman at the time was sending like dick pics left and right, it's like that's a bad look on everybody. And it's like, it's out of association. So it's like, you got to make sure that the people you keep around you are straight. And it's like, you can't always, and it almost sometimes feels like a matter of censoring. There's times where like, I've had a designer that I worked with or just someone that I worked with post some shit. And I was like, yeah, I never want to be the one to censor, bro. I'll tell you, that's a bad look right now. Like years from now, the shit you just posted is a bad look. I always tell that to people. And it's like, they can make the decision to, I'm not censoring nobody, but it's like the shit you said 4 years from now, that's a bad look. And I'll say that frequently, just because like they might not know that, or I might be like, that's weird. That's a weird thing to say or do. And it's like, at least that way, then people are acting a little bit more appropriately. But it's weird. David Dobrik has been having a lot of success on Twitch, especially, and TikTok. So he said he's taking a break. It'd probably be good for him to take a break. Logan Paul actually, okay, so this is interesting. I don't know if you saw, actually kind of want to pull it up right now. Logan Paul was on Twitter, and he was talking a little bit about the fallout after the scandal when he went to that forest. And he was saying at the time he remembers that like that being the worst imaginable thing, but he kind of reflected on it now and the type of growth he's been able to accomplish just due to going through that. Okay, so this is what he said. In 2017, I couldn't get out of my own way. I made mistake after mistake and was condemned, rightfully so, by the world. I remember how dark it felt back then. I embarrassed myself and my family, was blacklisted by every platform and brand. Close friends and peers turned their backs on me. It felt like the end of the road. 4 years later, I've come to realize that these blunders, followed by my willingness and enthusiasm to truly change for the better, were the most pivotal moments of my life. I'm grateful that I had an opportunity to learn, transform, and continue doing what I love. Our generation will be marked by its ability to hold others accountable, but reformation will not work when we, as a society, refuse to accept genuine change. For those who've had a moral lapse, trust the journey that is progression. And for those upholding accountability, when the time is right, allow yourselves to forgive. Otherwise, I believe our denial of individual growth rejects one of the most important values that make us human. So it's like, but that's the question though. When Louis C.K. is pulling out his penis and jerking off in front of random women, right? Because he did that shit. Yeah. It's like Louis C.K., hilarious comedian. He just pulled his dick out and started jerking off instead of women.
He would take women out to the hotel room, and his thing was that he wanted women to watch him masturbate, but he wouldn't.
And it wasn't always
wouldn't ask for consent because he thought in his mind that wouldn't be something so egregious to do.
Yeah,
and he thought that they weren't.
And a lot of the women that had that happen weren't even like OD buckets. Some of them were like freaked out, and it's like that's some shit to put someone through, just pulling your dick out. But most of them are like, put your dick back, bro. Like come on, dog. Put your dick back, Louis.
Not tonight, Louis. Hey, put little Louis away tonight.
But in that situation, why would you do that? Yeah. But now that he did do it, what's the best case scenario from this? Well, hopefully, one, everyone could see that situation and learn. Maybe just ask before you pull your dick out. Maybe just ask.
I was like, do you mind? I was thinking about it on the elevator. I'm gonna whip it out, but do you mind? You don't care?
But so so that's the first benefit, and the second is hopefully he learns to never do that again. But then the better question is how long before you feel like it's okay for him to go about life? Because he can't just never do anything that makes him happy again because he made an error. So if he is showing a willingness to adapt and change, has learned from his lessons, although like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it might look sincere, but they're still devious in nature and you forgave him, but there's still being a demon out there. You don't really know at the end of the day. But I remember when Louis C.K. went on stage, this time he's just performing in front of a local crowd, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody took a video of it and it was posted. Now, at the actual stand-up show, nobody had a problem with him performing, but on Twitter, people had a problem. They were like, why is this person that did this horrible act performing live on stage? Yeah. I just thought to myself, like, how long is it before like you aren't saying that anymore? Are you going to say that for the rest of your life? Yeah. And it's like, if you murder 49 people, Probably, you know what I'm saying? For the rest of your life might be appropriate. But it's like, how do you decide though? And then it's like, is he never supposed to do comedy? Well, if he has a family, how's he supposed to feed his family? At the end of the day, you make a decision to go to his show. People are deciding to pull up to a Louis C.K. cons. Yeah. If you don't even consume his content, why are you pressed on the fact that he's still trying to make a living? Is it appropriate that he still tries? Like, can R. Kelly still make music, or is it unacceptable? And how is that different from Louis C.K.? And how is that different from like a mass murderer? What does R. Kelly
get out?
Here's a difference.
No clue.
Here's a difference though, and this is the reason why I think is a difference.
You make a cell tape.
A what?
A cell tape.
Talking about R. Kelly?
Yeah. You never make music.
A jail cell tape. Okay.
I know what he means.
I thought he meant like a Marcel, like a cell tape. I was like, nigga, why am I in this?
Just for you, man.
I was like, nigga, no.
Behind bars. Just for you.
If somebody makes you a mixtape behind bars specifically for you, they care.
You can't let them go.
Yeah.
You can't.
They care.
Okay. Here's the difference, and this is the reason why I think it is a bit more harder. I think in general, people should allow people to grow from mistakes and accept them back within a reasonable amount of time, especially if you genuinely believe they've grown from it. The problem I have is that when you did wrong and you clearly did wrong, but you're in denial about the wrong that you did. So we have to get over that portion of it, because like was Logan Paul, right? Mm-hmm. He openly admitted, like, me being ignorant and me not allowing myself to acknowledge my wrongdoing was a detriment to who I was and who I was supposed to eventually be when it comes to growing. Like, I had to accept the fact that, like, yeah, I fucked up. But me telling myself over and over again that, no, it really wasn't that big of a deal, or, well, this person, like, you not denying it or casting all blame to other people, you know, you're doing all those other things, makes it harder for people to accept you, because then it's like, what are your intentions? Are you trying to just get back to where you need to be because it's all about money, or you sincerely believe you're growing? The problem with R. Kelly though is that the things that people are condemning him for now, he did years ago, and he keeps denying it every single time, even though it's undeniable that he actually did those things. And so for many people, it's like, nigga, we've gone decades of you knowing what you did, and you still keep denying it. So at that point, what are we forgetting? Because at that point, for years now, you've known what you've done, and you still deny like something is wrong with what you did or not. That's the problem with R. Kelly.
Yeah, I think there's two factors: is the severity of the act. Yeah. Like, if you murk 50 people, like, you could be very apologetic, but you murked 50 people. You know,
I think it's also just a moral understanding of like what you did. Like, how do you not know? Yeah, how do you not know?
How do you genuinely say sorry for something like that?
How do you not know murking 50 people is wrong? Like, that's something that everybody just knows.
Bad. 46.
But you could argue that about like Logan Paul should know not to go in the forest and record that. Louis C.K. should know not to whip out his dick in front of people without saying something. Yeah, like, that's
I can, in my opinion, though, I can see some like rationalizing why me jerking off in front of a woman isn't as crazy as me aggressively putting myself on a woman physically, right? Just so I can appeal my desires.
That is weird.
It's very much so. That's I'm more so.
Cause you're not like force her doing anything. It is very uncomfortable. And
it's
weird.
Very uncomfortable. It's very weird, and that's still something you need consent for. But I'm still like, it's still weird. I can see how you can internalize that as like, well, this might just be weird, but it's still not to the next level.
So
maybe, but murking people is like, what are we saying right now?
Murking people is not on the same level.
It's not on the same level.
Maybe the severity of the act is not the best factor. Maybe a better way to put it is like the damage that it caused. Because sometimes like somebody didn't even do nothing that crazy, but people are acting like he just like it was something wild. And people they over-exaggerate the damage that was done. So maybe the damage that was done, one, and then two, like how they respond.
How they respond to me is what's much more important, because we can all make mistakes and that's all understandable. But if you're just constantly in denial about what you did, as if like it's not that big of a deal, because again, to the extreme example of R. Kelly or even Bill Cosby to an extent, like you did that years and years ago, and you can't keep acting as if like that did not happen. You can't keep acting like you popping drugs into women's drinks and doing those things is like okay. Like you can't keep going on with your life doing that, and then when you're finally being brought up on charges, you're still like, no, I didn't do that. No, I didn't piss on that girl. No, I didn't do, like, you can't keep doing that. That's the problem I have. where we have several years.
That's a weird example, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
R. Kelly.
No, I'm just laughing when you said the piss thing.
Yeah,
I was watching Boondocks the other day, and then Riley was like the turtle. He was like, if she ain't like it, she could have just dodged it.
Oh, I remember that.
And that's
that
how
R. Kelly
long,
episode was all time.
Yes,
that's
and
all
that's
time.
how long we've been having the conversation.
Yeah.
So
Are
how
you dead
was
ass?
it? Yes.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. How long can we be having that conversation? And just 2 years ago, you're still sitting in front of Gail yelling at her as she interviewing you like, I'm fighting for my life.
Take this shit anymore, man.
Like, nigga, you pissed on her decades ago, and we still having the same conversation, nigga.
Said Robert
now.
Relax.
And it's
Robert.
like, if you're in denial that much so and you're still not willing to accept your fault in the conversation, then at that point it's like, I can't. It's like, come on,
Yeah,
nigga.
but
Like,
you can't really
you
dodge piss.
Even if you're not.
When it's coming at you, you can't really dodge it.
just keep moving it.
I mean,
Actually,
like,
Dave Chappelle had a bit about that too.
yeah.
That's
Where he's
how
like,
long
everybody has a bit on it.
Where he's
That's
like,
how
if
long.
someone starts pissing on the front row, I'm not thinking. And he said, I'm just moving out the way.
But that's how long we've been having that conversation about R. Kelly, and even after all these years of us having it, he's still claiming that
The documentary was crazy.
very
They say
crazy.
he's away to McDonald's.
Oh, that documentary and the other things I hear about the other women with R. Kelly is just wild to me.
It's just hard to believe. Like, he makes
It's
so good
very
music.
much so hard.
You've been singing his music as a kid, knowing.
No, but
The truth is so elusive.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that you really never know the truth. And a lot of the times, even if you lived it, your recollection of it is wrong. Like, there's so many studies that have came out talking about, like, if you see a crime, if you don't immediately like jot that down and record it, your recollection of it immediately begins to fade. And so they say, like, what they call it when you try and like describe a suspect?
I don't know.
Is that what it's called? They say that's notoriously unreliable because people just forget very quickly. And so it's like, yeah, so if that's the case, then it's like, I don't know, really, do we have the truth about much of anything? Or are we kind of just assuming with a reasonable doubt? I guess that's why that's the standard in court. It's like, do you believe beyond a reasonable doubt that this person committed those crimes? They don't ask, do you believe with certainty? Because it's you even like if you had a video of me shooting Marcel right now on the top of the fucking dome ski, you could really argue it's edited. It's like, do you know with certainty that I killed Marcel because I shot him in the top of the dome with my 9mm in the top of the head, man?
Joel Embiid is wild. Remember when Joel Embiid, when they faced up against Andre Drummond was talking smack to Joel Embiid?
No.
And then, there was. And then Joel Embiid on Instagram, after like dropping him off like 38 points and 18 rebounds, then went on IG and posted a picture with those two like staring at one another. And then the very next picture is Embiid doing like the NBA Cares thing and him lifting off a whole bunch of bricks, saying that this nigga shot.
I don't remember that.
Yes. Joel Embiid is a wild nigga.
He just did that?
No, this is a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Everybody bringing up, like, remember that time when Joel Embiid just sunned this nigga?
Now he's a Laker.
Never forget Joel Embiid called Andre Drummond a bum on Instagram. I own a lot of real estate in Andre Drummond's head. and I'm on my way to build more. And it's him carrying a bunch of bricks, part of the NBA Care thing. This nigga, that's a wild nigga, boy. Shit like that, bro. That's what need to be brought back in the NBA. Niggas just shit talking like that. That needs to be brought.
Yeah, they be teeing people up for no reason nowadays.
For real.
Hanging on the rim too long? What are we talking about? Hang on the rim as long as you need to after you dunk the basketball.
Especially when you dunked on a nigga.
You can stay there all possession if you need
I think
to.
a nigga was overseas. He dunked on the rim, and then he dunked it and kind of like started stomping on the rim, but the glass broke and it fell on some kids.
Oh, that's
all right,
tough.
John. Why were kids on the court?
I guess they was watching him, and then he got too excited. I don't know. He did some. I'm gonna show you. Look at this right now. You're gonna look at it, and this is so much, bro. Like the dunk was good. And that's the moment where you ever done somebody do too much.
Yeah,
like, it was good, but I need to stop. Yeah, this is one of the moments.
Yeah, you only do something like that after you like. Who was it when John Morant almost cleared? Was it Kevin Love?
Yeah.
If you clear Kevin Love and dunk the ball, you need to make sure you hang on there at least for 35 seconds.
Or when Scottie Pippen dunked on Patrick Ewing and then
my favorite dunk of all time. Oh my god, yeah.
That easy might be the greatest dunk of all time.
Like he just put his dick really just right there, just to remind him like you are now my son,
and then
you will never win a championship.
And then walk past Spike Lee and told him to sit his dumb ass down. I was like, oh, this nigga Scotty is on fire right now.
Oh, here we go, right here. It says, I hope he paid for this. I'm gonna send it to y'all Instagram.
Yo, Caleb, put the shit on the screen.
Yo, that nigga Scottie Pippen was like feeling himself low key.
Check your DM and just watch this, and then just tell me what's going through your head, like, and then look at it 3 times. Just pay attention to one thing each time.
There's so much going on, bro.
Something's wrong with you.
There's so much going on, bro.
It's just like he's stomping on it like what do you expect gonna happen?
Like if I tried to break a rim, that's what my attempt would look like. That's what it would look like, man.
Look at it. You see the little kids? That one got hit with glass. You see the little kids running?
Yeah.
I don't have John on IG.
Yeah, he don't got IG. But look at that. Now look at the kids at the bottom.
There's so much, man. There's so much going on right there. The kids are like, oh no.
You see little kids take off? It gotta be overseas.
Damn, I know they wasn't happy about that.
First of all,
I know that's not a dunk contest.
I hope it's not. That nigga did a double clutch rim grasser. and then pull his feet up to the fucking backboard. Started stomping on it.
What do you expect?
And then was surprised the shit broke.
You got kids under you. Like hella shattered glass fell on little kids. Like, I hope it wasn't a summer camp or they didn't come for you. What happened?
Imagine that's how he started the summer camp.
LeBron dunked and the rim started stomping on it and glass fell and scratched me, mom.
Them niggas overseas though, they go so hype when niggas just do regular shit. Cause they like, we'll never ever see some shit like that happen with our niggas. So
6 foot, you're a giant over there.
Yeah, fact. If you 6'1", especially you just start dunking, niggas like, oh, that's
not even no real goal. Like he didn't knock the whole frame off. It's not like he broke the glass. He destroyed the whole rim.
That shit's wild.
Like the whole goal is messed up.
Yeah, how did he not fall?
Yeah, that is wild.
He knocked all the glass in the frame off. The rim's good. It's just knocked the whole frame off.
So the glass is around a frame, not the glass.
The rim is connected to what?
It's not even a sold
out.
Yeah,
what is the rim connect? Because if he cracked the glass, that nigga should have just fell immediately.
It did. Like the whole rim, the backboard.
I know, but what is the rim connected to?
Oh, it's connected to the frame of the goal. It's one of them old.
Okay, so that's a weird. Okay,
nah, he's lucky now because
niggas doing that type of dunk. It's not even a sold out
first
crowd.
onto some glass.
Because he would have just fell back first. Would have been worse if that was a regular rim.
Niggas doing his dunk while niggas leaving. Like it's not. If you look at the crowd, it's not full.
He definitely cleared out after that dunk.
They need to bring back shatterproof. I mean, non-shatterproof glass.
No cap, because like that's exciting.
I think this is old. It's got to be old.
Cause I ain't gonna be breaking fucking rims left and right.
They would need like replacement courts nearby.
Crazy. Remember when Dwight did that? Where Dwight literally bent the rim when he dunked it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he bent the rim and it was lopsided, so they had to go stop the game and bring in another backboard.
See, that's what I'm talking about with professionalism. If this is the WNBA, they'd be like, I don't know, guys. Like, one team was already winning.
You know what the first two said? You know what the first two comments I
like,
see?
Yeah, I'm not going to say
what I was about to say is like, they ain't got to worry about that because nobody dunking in the WNBA like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. So they ain't got to worry about that.
The comments say, went from prize money to rent money. Boy is on the next plane back to the States.
They don't have nothing to do with him no more.
Oh, man.
They're about to send him to...
I was about to say something, but I'm not.
Yeah, don't do that. Whatever that was. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, we got to make sure we send those clips to Caleb.
I just sent it.
All right, cool. Say this.
I'm already on top of shit. Don't even worry about it.
You got to send that Logan Paul thing to Caleb, too, though.
Oh, just Caleb. Just go on Logan Paul's Twitter. Come on.
Why would you make it harder for him?
Tighten up, Caleb. Come on.
Wow, Jesus.
Hey,
niggas stomp on the rim with like it was like
that nigga John's.
It's just like
John has never dunked before. That's why.
I don't know why he stumped on it. Okay. I don't know why he did all that. Are you going to the AMP shoot Wednesday?
Huh?
You going to the AMP shoot Wednesday?
Yeah, Monday and Wednesday.
What y'all doing?
I can't say.
All right, I'll say on camera. We'll say on camera.
We talk about it, man. We talk about it.
Let's wrap it up because I want to know what's going on.
Hey,
I want to know what's going on.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Peer to Peer Podcast. Videos available on YouTube at Peer to Peer on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe, put on notifications, and
Join Noti gang.
YouTube, showing love.
I'm about to go jump on Twitch and completely violate Los.
Okay. Right now?
Maybe.
Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. Love y'all. Apple Podcasts, people drop a 5-star. Love y'all. Make sure it says a big fuck you to Audio Mac. Word of mouth people always, man, supporting. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to spam all comment sections. Help us to get guests on the podcast and all of that. We appreciate y'all.
I seen unreleased footage of Low doing a backflip.
Huh?
Nigga, Bol is bringing the ball up right now and doing step back threes.
You hit him?
Yes.
Tough. But
Bol is literally like 7'6" with a 8-foot wingspan, just doing wild shit right now.
And people excited about Bol like Kevin Durant's on his prime, bro.
He's not actually.
Bobo's nice though.
Kevin Durant is in his prime.
Not with that injury that he got.
It don't matter what the fuck injury he got. Kevin Durant is in his prime, bro.
When last time he played?
Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
You don't need to play until it's the finals. He's getting easily.
He's doing that stacked ass.
Oh, never
team.
mind. He might conference finals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get some reps in the playoffs first.
Got to warm up a little bit before you play an actual game.
Yeah. he's not going to play actual game the entire year because he has a stacked team. Team so stacked he ain't got to play.
He might not have to. He might just get paid and sit down and take birthday parties with Kyrie. Hey, we fuck with y'all, man. We got to bounce though. I got a early morning A&P shoot to get to skedaddle over to. Appreciate y'all though, for real, man. Showing love on the podcast. John, it's great to have you back, man. Don't be so tardy next time.
Oh my God.
Any final words?
Communication is key.
That's true. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? I love them as much as you love them.
What?
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Our love together for them is huge.
It's huge.
It's gigantic.
Our love knows no bounds.
Love. Lo, how big is your love for them?
Tell us.
How much do you love these?
Huh?
Man, it's been game changing what they did to me, man.
What they do to you?
Straight game changing, dog.
So you have a lot of love for them?
A lot of love.
Okay.
They don't know what they do to me.
I can feel the love.
I can feel it in the air.
I can feel it.
And that's the love doctor talking.
Facts. Yeah. All right, dog. We'll see y'all later, man.
All right. Y'all take all this love, subscribe. It go to waste.
Don't let it go to waste.
Oh, shit.